At Alfa Romeo of Birmingham, the all-new Tonale offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonale leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonale.
You can win a Chevy Trail Boss pickup or your share of $25,000 in free play and cash at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Play the latest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can be a winner too. Come win your share during the Trail Boss and $25,000 giveaway at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Drawings August 25th and 26th. Located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
You want to look great while supporting your favorite show? You know the place to go is the official Next Round store at nextround.store. Yes, there are .store domains, and we have one. From shirts to hoodies to hats and all kinds of fun stuff, you can rep the Next Round anywhere you go. At the beach, Next Round hats to block out that sun. Up north in the winter, get you a comfy Next Round hoodie. Just need something to put your $20 beer in at a game? Get you a Next Round koozie and throw that thing in your pocket. You never know what stuff Jim's going to make me put in there next. Check it out. It's the Next Round store at nextround.store.
You've heard us rave about our friends at Legacy. Now I want to tell you about their everyday checking. How about this? No monthly fees, no minimum balance. One of the great perks, get paid 2 days early with direct deposit, instant issue debit cards, and there are some additional perks on top of that with the digital banking app. Absolutely love checking that. The official credit union of UAB, our friends at Legacy, dedicated service to education and healthcare industries for more than 60 years.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live will share the latest interviews and videos from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and campuses all over the college landscape. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Live daily show. Jim, Lance, and Ryan will share their thoughts, and remember you can always see the old shows on the Next Round Live YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and don't forget to comment. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. It's Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
You've been wearing that thin, raggedy t-shirt for years now, and people cannot stop whispering and staring in your vicinity. We've all been there. Luckily, there's a solution to your lack of fashion and social cues. At nextround.store, they have plenty of options when it comes to a variety of shirts and hats. Once you start putting that Next Round gear on, be prepared to make new lifelong friends and hundreds of unforgettable conversations. Hope you like random high fives in the street, because that's what you're getting after visiting nextround.store.
The Double Down Media podcast family is live and full of content for all ages. The Mystery Fifth Hour gives the Next Round host a chance to talk about everything but sports. Pour a glass of Bama and bourbon, our weekly college football conversation, while sipping on some of the most interesting pours in the bourbon world. And in our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, LT takes off the gloves for in-depth conversations with stars like Taylor Hicks, presented by Redmont Vodka. Find these podcasts and more by searching The Next Round on Apple, Spotify, and on our website, nextroundlive.com.
The Next Round is so much more than the show you get from 9 to 1 each day. So make sure to head to our official YouTube channel at Next Round Live and subscribe to get all of our latest content. We, of course, have plenty of specialty content and shorts based all around the sports in the heart of the SEC. But we also talk pro sports, gambling, lifestyle and entertainment, and so much more. It's the Next Round YouTube channel where you never know what you're going to find next. Subscribe now to see the latest content and get notifications when we go live. That's at Next Round Live on YouTube.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live will share the latest interviews and videos from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and campuses all over the college landscape. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Live daily show. Jim, Lance, and Ryan will share their thoughts, and remember you can always see the old shows on the Next Round Live YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and don't forget to comment. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. It's Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
You've been wearing that thin, raggedy t-shirt for years now, and people cannot stop whispering and staring in your vicinity. We've all been there. Luckily, there's a solution to your lack of fashion and social cues. At nextround.store, they have plenty of options when it comes to a variety of shirts and hats. Once you start putting that Next Round gear on, be prepared to make new lifelong friends and hundreds of unforgettable conversations. Hope you like random high fives in the street, because that's what you're getting after visiting nextround.store.
Follow Rockstar on Twitter at RockstarBHM. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Live at the Floribama, back here again, one of our favorite places on the planet, and we rocked into the early morning hours this morning down in the bra room. We're up in the main stage area, high atop the Floribama as we get ready for another 100-degree day here on the Gulf Coast, so much closer to football. We start on Saturday with Week 0. We'll talk about some of that major news in the NFL, Major League Baseball, and all that to get going today, as you can tell from the beautiful Floribama down here. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, the whole crew back in Birmingham at our Next Round studios. Before we get into all the headlines and everything, let's see, one night, basically a half day in town, and it took LT, about 87 minutes before he was singing on stage last night?
Really specific, but I think you're probably close to right.
Yeah.
We had not been in the Bama long. Rockstar, have you seen the video yet? Do you know the song Lance sang?
I have not seen the video.
Let's set it up this way, Brown.
Okay.
Rockstar, remember when you first met LT, what was the one genre of music? I like all music except
country music. It's awful.
There you
go.
Country music,
yeah.
yes. But we are at the Floribama, when in Rome.
I do have to say I'm kind of painted into a corner here.
Right.
Oh, you cannot act like you did not really believe that back in the day. You hated country music.
I didn't hate it. I've never hated it.
Yeah, here's what's wild. He sang Family Tradition by Hank.
That's right. He went with the traditional family name.
That's right.
Hank Williams Jr.
Yep.
Family Tradition last night.
And
that is country as country can get.
That's right. And the amazing thing to me was Lance knew the words. That's what I couldn't really believe.
He knew 77% of the words.
I was about to say 80%. I kind of walked the crowd through the rest. They knew it.
Well,
yeah, I like that.
He gives me a hard time. Gives me a hard time about my stand-up comedy act that was supposed to be 7.5 minutes that went 26.
Right.
Family Traditions, I think the song is if I remember my days of playing country music, I think it's 3 minutes and 28 seconds.
Uh-huh.
I could tell the band when he started repeating words again.
One more chorus.
Yeah.
Right.
You actually said one time, one more time. And it was about a 5-minute, 6-minute extended version.
Okay,
of
for
Family
the
Tradition.
record, I said yesterday there is 0 chance I'm singing this week, and I thought it was Big Earl tomorrow night. And our buddy Paul Register, he kind of roped the band into getting me up there, and he was like, "What can you do?" And I was like, "I can do this or that." And he's like, "No, you got to do something country."
Oh, it was, and the crowd loved it, of course, and how alcohol was being consumed.
Well, I mean, for me to be able to get up there at the time, I mean, what time was that?
That's a great question.
Yeah, it was late.
Well, here, no, look,
somewhere between 10 and midnight.
I sent it to Little T. Let me see what time. I mean, I texted her right away.
Well, I will tell you
so
this.
I can look at the timestamp.
I don't do what I usually do, or what I used to do on the way to the beach is I would love to ride down with somebody, pack a cooler,
right,
and have cold beer on the way down. I actually did that yesterday.
That's right. It was old school for you.
Yeah, so
you had a driver on the way down. You packed the Stella.
Yeah, so I got after it yesterday. So for me to even be able to get up there and function was
he was walking out of the studio yesterday, and I was in the lobby waiting for you. We were going to ride down together, and he's walking out with a big ice cold Stella out of one of our coolers. And he was like, "Okay, I'll see you down there." And I was like, "You're a walking PSA."
Hey, I decided to ride.
That's right.
That's
you
true.
decided to ride.
11:40 was the timestamp on my text to Little T. So 11:30, 11:40. Ryan Dyer Band.
God, so good.
Oh, so good.
Was the group. They are phenomenal.
Yeah, from Mobile, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, all kind of down in here. I think one guy was from Huntsville. He said, but an Alabama-based band, Ryan Dyer Band, and they've got a really broad catalog. I mean, they played a lot of stuff.
That's right.
But they were super good, and Lance was a crowd favorite.
And Rockstar, you'll get a kick out of this because when you're doing your shows, you love it when I don't know, somebody goes over near your audio board and sits down and looks like they're about to start moving knobs on the audio board.
Yeah,
our boy Brown was perched up. I got a picture I'll send you. He's perched up in the audio board chair. And I was like, is Brown running sound for this?
No.
Did you see how pissed the sound guy got?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I mean, the security guy told us, "Hey, you got to back up."
Yeah.
He's like, "My sound guy needs to be able to."
It needs to walk back and forth.
Oh, he didn't get pissed at me.
They got pissed at me.
Oh, well,
They got pissed at us because we were letting you up there.
No, they
like we were
did.
controlling you.
Y'all oversell that stuff. There was a stool and the dude had not sat on it. Rockstar, the guy had not sat on it in a good hour. So don't you think it's fair game at that point?
Well, if you have a stool by your soundboard today and somebody sits by it, are you going to be upset? Are you going to try to point out, hey, can
Well, I
you...
wasn't touching. Yeah, but I know what I'm doing.
This guy's not touching yours either.
Exactly. Yeah, you did. You did.
No,
Like any of these fine people, if we pulled that stool up right next to your little soundboard off the camera here, that would bother you. You'd be looking over there the entire time.
Oh, I would be?
Yeah. Well, I would be too.
Well, yeah.
I would.
With the look of the universal look of disapproval from Dunaway.
I was watching you last night. I was afraid you're going to hit something that shut off the base or something.
I was nowhere close to
Hey,
the
this is
board.
going to shock you. I did not want to get out of bed today.
Really?
And Jody Colley and his wife are here. 31st anniversary.
Happy 31st
Happy 31st
anniversary.
anniversary. Yeah.
Yep. John Barfield and his girl Holly are here.
That's right.
Holly.
Happy Thursday. Okay. Happy Thursday.
You got to watch Holly. I think she was like 2 for 2 on stealing hats from people last night downstairs.
Hey, and she was all over the place. Like I'd look and she was like in the front row, and then she was like a.
Well, he said she's a front row person.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
She loves front rows at concerts.
Hey, they're geared up today. I love it.
Yep.
So
from Birmingham, from Valley. So those are the first people here for the show today. She's going to steal my hat. Moore's Marinade right here. So
all right, part of the show as we jump into some of the big stories from yesterday, brought to you by the fine folks at Chicken Cock over at the package store for sure. Saw a lot of big bottles of chicken cock over there.
Well, we were having a conversation with our buddy Steve Powers, and he was talking about how good the bourbon is at Chicken Cock. And you guys, the funny thing is they typically in liquor stores, they'll go, bottom is kind of the gut rot to the premium.
Yep.
And where was Chicken Cock on the rack last night?
It was top
premium,
top shelf.
It was.
Yeah.
It's just a fantastic bourbon. Seriously, if you haven't tried it by now, you need to get out, get a bottle. Nothing coincides with college football like a good bourbon. I cannot wait for this weekend. I've got both the bourbon and the rye in my cabinet. You can pick it up right now at your local ABC store. All expressions are available for special order, though. At your ABC store, you can order online, chickencock.whiskey.com. Chicken Cock Whiskey, one of the oldest whiskey brands in America, founded in 1856 in Bourbon County, Kentucky, known as the famous old brand. Pick up a bottle this week of Chicken Cock.
Buster Olney with us talking baseball to start hour 2 coming up at 10 Central. Nick Saban, head coach of the University of Alabama, will be with us at 11:45 Central to end the show from the Floribama. So that's ahead today coming up. But a couple of big national stories that we have to react to first before we get into college football in the next segment. But first in the NFL, word comes out yesterday that your boy from USC, Sam Darnold, is QB2 behind Brock Purdy. That means Trey Lance is QB3. If you forget who Trey Lance is, the 49ers traded not 1, not 2, but 3 first-round draft picks. 3 first-round draft picks to get up to draft Trey Lance, which was considered a stretch by everybody in football except the 49ers organization. And I think I'm right about this. There was a split decision between the GM and the head coach on whether they liked Lance or not.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was John Lynch, your boy, one of the best Tampa Bay Buccaneers in history, who's now the general manager for the 49ers. He wanted Trey Lance. Kyle Shanahan wanted Mac Jones, and how different everything would be. Mac Jones, and we've talked about this, Mac Jones would be fantastic with that 49ers roster. And instead, now you're relying on Mr. Irrelevant.
Right.
And you blew everything with that Trey Lance pick, because I don't know if you can even deal this guy right now.
Let me just tell you players that were picked after the 49ers traded 3 first-round draft picks to move up to get him. After that, in that same draft, Kyle Pitts. Pretty good?
Yeah, good player for the Falcons.
Yeah.
Pretty good. What about a guy named Jamar Chase? Pretty good?
I'd take Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, pretty good?
Yeah.
What do you think of Jalen Waddle?
I would take that.
Pretty good?
That's who Miami got with one of the picks, by
He
the way.
played good. He played good.
Yeah.
How about Patrick Surtain?
Yep. Good defensive back.
These are not just Alabama's, but
Yeah.
Alabama players. That's a hell of a draft for Alabama. How about a guy named Devontae Smith?
Wide receiver Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Good player.
Alabama?
Yeah,
Devontae?
yeah, another Alabama guy. And then another really good guy who I can't read my own writing. Micah Parsons.
Yeah,
He's
good
still
linebacker.
good.
Yeah.
You could add either one of those guys. But they went Trey Lance.
But you know what's even crazier? Miami took the picks and turned it into Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, and Jalen Waddle.
That's right. good.
So-
That's where the picks went.
Yeah, I mean,
And you know what's insane,
San
though? It's,
Francisco got Trey Lance. Miami got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Bradley Chubb.
and San Fran still has one of the best rosters in football.
Yep.
And that's one of those massive mistakes. If I am Kyle Shanahan, I never let John Lynch live that down, ever.
Well, I mean, D'Amico Ryans, former Alabama player, is the head coach with the Texans now. He was in charge of the defense back then. Do you think he ever walked into a meeting saying, "Boy, what if we had Micah Parsons over here, boys?
Yeah.
What if we had him playing instead of?"
Yeah, we don't need a quarterback.
Yeah, we don't need a
I mean,
quarterback.
we kick 3, we win the game.
Yeah. So that's big in the NFL. We'll get back to exhibition play tonight in the National Football League on the NFL Network at 6:30, Steelers and Falcons. And then on Fox at 7 o'clock, all time Central, Colts and Eagles tonight. Now, you're our NFL guy. Is this the one where we get a little bit more of the starters for
Yes.
a little bit more? So it's sort of a dress rehearsal?
Yep. I think you'll see the starters for at least a quarter.
At least a quarter?
Yeah, and some of the you'll see some of the starting quarterbacks for a full half.
Lanceslock.com. Lanceslock.com is the place to go.
Tough loss yesterday. So we were 1-1.
Right.
We had the Twins. They went to extra innings. They scored in the top of the 10th, and then Milwaukee gets 2 in the bottom of the 10th. We lost that one. We had the Cardinals, was your free play, though. So 1-1. Going to bounce back tonight. We're going to crush it, and we've got both NFL preseason games.
Both NFL preseason games, Lanceslog.com. By the way, Taylor, who handles our social media, texted us about 11:50 something last night. This was about when you were coming off stage. We were supposed to shoot a video talking about results last night and the heartbreaking loss of the lock.
A little bit loud in there.
Yeah, we missed on that one, Taylor.
felt
That's
bad.
on us.
Yeah, she sent me something, I don't know, on the way down yesterday. Hey, make sure you send videos. And I said, not a problem.
Did it already?
And I did not send it.
Yeah, we took care
Oh,
of
I
it.
did.
Okay, good job.
Yeah, when you're the what would you call it? The focal point, the star of the videos, it's hard to shoot the videos.
That's right.
Right. All the videos we shot last night were of you.
Hey, you know, the funniest thing was coming back in here and seeing the stickers.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, for those that can't tell what Lance is doing, if you're
I know
watching
it
at home
annoys
or at
you.
work, and if you're listening to us, you can't hear it usually. But he is once again sitting here in the middle of the show like a person knitting. He's going to sit here and peel stickers for the next 3 hours.
I don't know why this bothers
No,
you.
it doesn't
I'm
bother me.
just
No, it
rocking
doesn't
the
bother
brand
me. It doesn't
for us.
bother
You're just sitting here like you're knitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the old saying? It's there's a saying that goes with the knitting. It's two pearl or something like that. My grandmother used to do it all the time.
When she was spitting tobacco, so she could chew snuff
It was
and sew at the same time.
I think it was called dipping snuff. It's like powdered tobacco or something. It was like the cocaine of tobacco, and she would put it in the thimble that the snuff would come out of, the lid. She'd lift up her tongue, throw it under her tongue, keep it in there, somehow talk lovingly to me.
Is this what Tom Jones sang about? She's a lady.
Hey, so there's
she
a
welded freaking ships during
No,
World
she
War.
didn't.
She was a welder, a ship welder,
right.
here in Mobile Bay.
How was her nail game?
She didn't have many left. She hung on the side of ships and welded them to keep the world free in World War II.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're gonna
you're gonna make fun of her.
She
Lance.
could dip whatever the hell she wanted
That's
to
right.
dip. She was that poster you see of women with a scarf
Yeah,
on her head.
Did she burn a bra?
She never wore a bra. I cannot remember my nanny wearing a bra.
How do you know?
Because she would she was hunchback a little bit at the end of her life, and they drugged the ground. I remember that part. They were huge and they were
Wow.
very National Geographic.
So she could kick them.
very National
She's
Geographic.
playing
yeah.
soccer all day.
Yeah.
She have that thing wrapped around her neck, make her neck longer like a National Geographic. Hey, so there's a
Great American heroes, the women that welded.
there's a
Here on the coast back in the day.
There's a
World War II.
store out of the back of my neighborhood that I go to every morning on my way to work. And there was a girl in there the other day, and she was probably late 20s, early 30s. And I had bought, I get a Diet Coke every morning, right? And I had paid for it, took a couple sips, circled back around to top it off before I left the store. And I'm coming back out, and
Is that stealing, by the way?
it is not.
I don't think so.
So
It's like
coming
an all-you-can-eat
I
buffet.
told you I paid for it. So coming out of the store, this girl's standing at the counter and she buys 2 cans of Copenhagen or something like that. You think she was dipping that, or was she getting it for her boyfriend?
Why not? Why not?
Well, I mean, when's the last time you've seen a girl dipping?
My grandmother my whole life.
Okay, we've covered that. Ship welder, save the world. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
okay.
Big boots.
Okay,
I think there are people that
I'm not
smoke
gonna go
cigars and dip. Do we have
Jim-
any dippers in the room?
Jimmy's-
Ladies. Nope.
No,
You-
ladies.
Have
Yeah.
you ever, Holly?
Yeah.
Jimmy's
that her
Jimmy's
name, Holly?
wife used to dip,
Oh, yeah,
Really?
you told me that. Yeah, you
Yeah.
told me that. Yeah.
but I think it was just for a buzz. She'd do it like when she was in school.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. I mean, there were people hitting nicotine vapes last night. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
can't believe I was
actually
sitting there.
not
I
need
thought
that
there was
high.
weed in it. I got misled on that.
You did not. I literally told you as you were doing it, I was like, that's just nicotine. And you were like, yeah. You're blowing smoke rings in people's face. And I was like,
Whoa.
As
once
Brown
again,
said,
just
when in Rome.
nicotine. Just
Yeah.
nicotine.
Yeah, when in Rome.
Yeah. All right. Well, one more thing to point out here in the opening segment, right after you tell us about our friends at Hydra Live. Imagine your hands were not full of stickers, but you had a little IV bag right in your
I
vein
would
right now. How good would you feel?
Absolutely love if Nurse Lacey came up and was to put an IV in me. IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, compression therapy, all under one roof. Open 7 days a week. Both locations, the newest in Hoover, one in Homewood, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you can't make it out there, not a big deal. Nurse can actually come to your home or business. Mention Next Round at checkout. You save 20% off any of their great services. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Hydra Life Therapy, HydraLifeTherapy.com.
We'll talk more to Buster about this in 45 minutes. But the other big story yesterday, and you truly believe this, you think there are certain organizations that are jinxed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the Los Angeles Angels, I don't know if they fall into that category, but they decide to ride with Ohtani and maybe even try to get him in free agency, if not at least try to make the playoffs. Since they made that decision, they didn't trade Ohtani. They got nothing. They're 10 games out or 12 games out in the wild card with 35 games to play. They're not going to make the playoffs. And then yesterday in the second inning, Ohtani had to leave his start because he has a tear in his UCL. Everybody believes he's on his way to his second Tommy John surgery. When you have a second Tommy John surgery, the rehab's even longer.
Right.
It'll be at least a year and a few months before he pitches again. After his first Tommy John surgery in 2018, all of 2019, he was just a hitter. All of a sudden, the amazing show that is Shohei doesn't look so long-lasting anymore. It's like a shooting star.
Well, we were wondering, what's the contract going to be? And a lot of people thought it was going to be about $50 million a year. And that makes sense for what he was able to accomplish up until this point. But he's 29 years old. And not that that's old in baseball years. But when you're talking about the second, as you said, Tommy John surgery, and there's probably no chance he plays in 24. So do you want to go out and give a guy a $500 million contract if you can't even have him on the roster until 25?
Yeah.
Well, he may not pitch again to 25, but can he hit at some point?
I bet he could probably hit DH.
Yeah, DH at least, which wouldn't be worth that kind of money.
Well,
But
that's
that's going to
right.
be worth a lot.
It was your point. You were always like, why do you not pay him like two players?
Well, I mean, that's because he is, right? So why not backfill that spot on the roster with a low salary guy and pay Ohtani basically as a number 2 or 3 starter, whatever you think he is, and your top offensive player, which he probably would be on most teams. So why would you not pay him that kind of money to get him? Because he can do both things. Well, now if you can't do both things, and we'll ask Buster, like,
Yeah, by the way, he's a one on almost every
a number
step.
one starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, just about every staff. So how often can you have a guy that's the number one starter and your best offensive player? You never get that.
Well, that's the first time he pitched in 2 weeks because 2 weeks ago he was tired, had fatigue in the arm. He had lost 3.8 miles per hour on his top end pitches, which was an alarming sign. And then they still rolled him out there last night.
Yeah, and by the way, Artie Moreno wanted to hold on to everybody at the trade deadline, and that is completely backfired on this organization.
Yeah, boy, has it. I mean, that will turn out to be, and he would have got killed, Lance, had he not done it. He's probably going to get killed for doing it now, but
Yeah,
had he
he
not
will.
done it, he'd got killed.
All right. Guarantee Friday is tomorrow. More emails came in last night from some of our viewers and listeners who are ready to go. So Jim at nextroundlive.com, Jim at nextroundlive.com, if you want to go ahead and get it out of the way today at some point or overnight, drop your guaranteed Friday bold predictions, 3 bold predictions for the upcoming college football season. Send those to us, Jim at Next Round Live. Guarantee Friday from the Floribama is here tomorrow. But during the show, Brown will be all over Twitter and in the chat room on all our video platforms. And he'll be sort of letting us know what your bold predictions are. And we'll work through the show with that tomorrow. It works out really good for us because you don't have to do a lot of show prep on Guaranteed Friday Bowl Prediction Day. We just sit here and talk 3 hours about bowl predictions. So it planned out really well that we'll have a wild night at the Floribama on a Thursday night, and then come in for Bowl Prediction Friday, where basically we can just sit here and react to everybody else's thoughts and not have to sort of populate a conversation for 3 hours.
Yeah, this is kind of the big day, too, because we've got a boat at 2 o'clock we're going out on.
Yep.
We've got dinner tonight.
Yep.
And then, I don't know, I might shut it down early tonight.
I might.
Yeah, that's
everybody grumbling.
I might catch a meteor.
Yeah. I may all of a sudden get abs today on the beach, which is more likely.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. By the way, they've got surgery for that. I see now. I can get my abs surgically implanted.
Yeah, that'd look real.
Would it come?
Please do it.
Do they come from like a donor person? Like somebody donates abs?
That's exactly how it happens. Like a really good in shape person dies, and they just slice it like a slab of ribs.
Yeah. I can reach out to Dr. B and see if he can do your abs.
Like a 50-year-old died somewhere in order for me to have abs.
Yep.
But you're one of these, like Holly Saunders has done one of the more amazing, crazy.
I want to see how you go from Holly Saunders to my abs.
No, but like she is completely like a Barbie doll now. Like I don't think anything is real on
she's
Holly
been
Saunders.
completely redone.
Yeah. And I think she's completely batshit crazy. But what I was going to say is you would get the abs and you'd be like, I need to get my calves done.
That's right.
I'm going to get breast implants.
Yeah.
I'm okay with my calves. I mean, I have skinny legs, but, nobody ever looks at your legs and go, he looks, they're skinny legs.
Would you, if Dr. B did it, would you do endorsements for it, like during the show?
For my abs?
Yeah.
Yes. Listen, I don't want them for the rest of my life. I just want them one summer, like summer of 2024. If I could just have pecs and abs on loan. I mean, Dr. B can have them back.
Shohei's not in the rotation, but I've got abs this summer.
I mean, I would do.
Would you go shirtless all the time?
Of course he would. You know this guy.
For a commercial, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
only for a commercial.
But like at the like hanging out on the beach, would you go everywhere? Like anywhere you can go shirtless, would you go shirtless?
Absolutely. I'd drive down the road shirtless.
In a convertible. You get a convertible too. Wouldn't you?
Would you cut your grass shirtless?
Yes. I would buy a house despite the 7.48% interest rates right now. Congratulations, everybody who bought back in January of 2021.
Everybody bought early.
At 2.46, lowest of all time. But now at 7.6%, I would buy a house so I could have a lawn again, so I could cut topless.
Just for that, right?
Yep.
You can cut my grass. I'll put Rodrigo on hiatus for a little bit.
If I could have abs, if there was a wishing well here at the Floribama, there's everything.
You could be my pool boy.
Well, yeah, would you clean Lance's pool?
Well, I go topless at Lance's pool now in this body.
Yeah, but
despite the groans from everybody when I'm there.
It's Jim again.
I came out in the condo last night.
I'm about it.
And LT was like, wow.
Yeah, he did. He was walking around shirtless. I am going to text Dr. B in a minute and see what we can
see if he do ab implants.
Yep. Transplants. I don't need implants. I need transplants.
Really? So you think like they take it from somebody and give it to you?
Well, like if a great soccer player died.
Right.
Let's say Lionel Messi, by the way, trending down, did not score last night.
So he might die.
Game. Only had 2 assists and led his team back to victory. But like if Messi dropped dead for some godforsaken reason, and they had one of those red and white igloo coolers standing by, and they were able to slice his abs off and put them on ice quickly.
Have you seen? Does he have good abs?
I don't know, but he's a soccer player. I
Okay.
like
He's
soccer
got Jim
bodies.
loves soccer bodies. Yeah.
Soccer bodies are the way to go because they run their ass offs
Yeah, they do.
all the time.
Yeah.
Always in good shape.
So if he dropped dead, you would like to see if they would be able to transfer the abs of Messi to you.
I would take that. Or Michael Phelps.
Well,
I'd have Michael Phelps' abs and shoulders.
Well, but he's like
back.
6'6". You know how weird you're going to look with his midsection?
Well, I mean,
You're going to be all out of whack.
So my abs would hang down to my knees?
Yep. Like other things.
Oh, thank you, Brad.
Wow. I mean, you're an old man. Assuming.
Compliment. Say we got bushwhackers coming here soon.
Do
right?
we?
Yeah.
Uncle Steve, are we doing bushwhackers?
I mean, if we're talking about things hanging to our knees, it's about a bushwhacker time, isn't it? Well, it lasted a long time.
I think you were the only one not drinking last night.
I had a few.
Okay.
Had a few. New York Butcher Shop gets us going today. When we come back, all the college football news you need. New York Butcher Shop, week 0 this weekend. Fire up the grill with the best meats in town.
Yeah, again, I cooked a few steaks the other night. I do them a little different than Brown. I like to sear them on the skillet, then throw them in the oven. Fantastic. And it's all about the meat. And you can get the best of the certified Angus prime beef steaks, burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, all natural chicken cut to order just for you. Don't forget about those huge deli sandwiches, catering options for your next business lunch meeting with a great selection of fine wines and desserts. New York Butcher Shop, one-stop dinner shop, 2 locations, Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Follow John Lunsford on Twitter @JLuntz.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
Want more of The Next Round? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast, The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
It's time for back to school again. Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store, and we have all the New Balance shoes and apparel your kids need to keep them at their best this fall. We have the largest selection of New Balance shoes in Birmingham, including all the newest styles, and our fit specialists are trained in measuring growing feet. So here at the New Balance store, they'll get the perfect fit every time. Get ready for back to school now by shopping with us at the New Balance Birmingham store, located on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A.
You hear a lot of interesting phrases while playing golf, like, I think you're on the beach, or the classic, you gotta hit it, Alice. One word you're sure to hear right now at Bent Brook Golf Club is wow. Brand new carts with complimentary GPS, and the bent grass greens are so consistent, you just might drain a few more putts, Alice. Tee it up and find out for yourself. Book around today at bentbrook.com or call 428-1999. It's better at Bent Brook.
There are so many things I love about Walk-Ons. Authentic, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine, prepared fresh, daily from scratch. A great beer selection and TVs everywhere to watch the big game every day of the week. And of course, they've got 2 great locations on Highway 280 and 119 and at Hoover near the Hoover Met. Walk-Ons is also a great place for happy hour, 2 to 6 Monday through Friday with $5 moonshine swirls, $5 house pours, and half-price appetizers. And it's an easy take-home experience for the family as well. Highway 280 in Hoover with Walk-Ons.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
The next round continues from the Floribama, brought to you in part by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy, and also the great folks at Coca-Cola who will be with us out on the town on our game nights on Thursday this upcoming college football season. We start the first Thursday after Labor Day on our game nights on Thursday nights around the Birmingham area with our live shows. We'll be talking a little gambling on Thursday night with lanceslock.com. We look forward to those shows, hanging out to kick off another football weekend. We start this weekend, though, with week 0 and some interesting games. Notre Dame over against Navy, first game out of the gate, 1:30 NBC this weekend. USC, where Caleb Williams says, well, first of all, he says what he has to say about the NFL. That's a decision I'm going to put off until after the year. He is draft eligible. He'll be the first number 1 overall pick.
Inside source says if Tampa has the number 1 pick, he's coming back.
He's coming back to USC. Chances are good it's going to be your Rams that have the number 1 overall pick.
I don't know about that.
And
it's one of those things.
You would think that's a bad thing?
No,
to have the number 1 pick?
Because Caleb Williams, I think, is a generational quarterback. And, we have so many good quarterbacks now, but I think he is like a next level, like a Pat Mahomes kind of guy. I really believe that. So I think he is one of those guys, wherever he goes, they're going to be in contention to win Super Bowls.
So why would you not want him in LA? Why not sacrifice this year, tank this year, and get Caleb Williams?
Years are precious, though, the older we get. And I hate to watch a 3-14.
Yeah, as opposed to a 6-11.
So here's what's crazy is I think I'd rather have a 9-8, be a wild card, sneak in, get bounced in the first round, and not get a guy like Caleb Williams.
See,
that's stupid.
But see, the other side of it is that we just talked about how bad San Francisco screwed it up. You can always screw it up. And Caleb Williams is not a lock to be a great NFL quarterback.
You're right. I mean, it's the most unpredictable position in the world.
No doubt.
Nobody's ever a lock. But Caleb Williams says yesterday, he doesn't know about the NFL, but yesterday he says, I also don't know if I'm going to allow my image and name and likeness to be in the EA Sports college football game when it comes back out this year. Because of the flat rate that will be given to every player. He is one of the people that right now it looks like he believes stars in college football should get paid more for their likeness than just the offensive lineman or third string wide receiver.
Do you know what the flat rate is? Do you have any idea?
You know, top of my head, I don't, but I think it was like $300 per athlete.
I thought it was $500.
Maybe it was $500.
Yeah, peanuts in comparison to what kind of money he can make. You know,
Right.
I mean, if I'm a backup punter, I mean, $300, $500, I'll take it in a heartbeat, right? And I'll like being in the game, showing my kids or grandkids one day.
But
for a guy like him,
But do you not think people like Caleb Williams, where they can make all this other money anyway with NIL, that they should maybe take one for the team on this so that these other guys could get $500 too?
Yeah, I think it's really petty on Caleb Williams' part if he was to do that. I mean, look, this guy's going to make outlandish money. And why not be immortalized on a game, and kids that actually love USC and love Caleb Williams that want to use his likeness? I just don't get stuff like this.
Well,
and it's almost like his agent's talking.
EA Sports could pay him more.
Well, I think that's what he is wanting.
I think he's angling. I want the cover.
Well, I mean, like, I know how you're going to answer the question. I can't even ask you.
You guys didn't watch, though, Untold Swamp Kings.
I did not watch.
I made one of the 4 episodes.
Well, so Luke Bill on Spinning Lugs, we talked about this yesterday, and it was interesting because Urban Meyer ran his program. If you were a star, you got preferential treatment. You ate steak.
Yeah.
And you had a server bring you steak. If you weren't a star, you ate hamburgers and hot dogs and you got them yourself. So, you know, there are, it's almost like Caleb Williams is like, I watched this documentary. I'm a star. I deserve preferential treatment.
But you do get preferential treatment. He's able to make thousands of dollars in NIL this year at USC.
No, millions.
So, millions of dollars. So it doesn't, whatever he's going to get from EA Sports Brown isn't going to move his needle anymore. Why not, you know, on this one, not get every penny you can and take one so everyone can get something?
So EA Sports can make more profit on the game.
They're paying out a big lump sum to all the athletes.
That lump sum could be bigger. Why is it not bigger?
It could be, but my point would be, why not? You know, okay, if he wants to fight for a bigger share for EA Sports, why not make it $750 for everybody or $1,000 for everybody?
But and I get what you're saying. Is it valuable for EA Sports to have Caleb Williams on this game? Can they have a game without him?
I think they can. I play the game.
Oh yeah,
it is one of the only ones I play, and I don't care if it's Caleb Williams or just a quarterback as long as they've got USC's uniforms on.
Yeah.
The players do not matter.
Yeah, Brad, I would tell you this. If there's 1 million people that play EA Sports, I'm just throwing a round number out there, there might be 1 or 2 that are like, I'm not buying this game because Caleb Williams.
I mean, I don't,
maybe.
Yeah, that's what I don't think anybody's not going to buy it just because Caleb Williams says you can't use my name.
Yeah.
Right.
See, that's what I would be in on Brown. As long as if I'm EA Sports, as long as I have the right to use all 133 FBS uniforms,
right,
their stadiums,
right,
their fight songs, all that, the players, I think they're giving the players something just so that the other schools, all the schools will sign off on it and say yes.
I'm just saying they didn't just pick $300 a player out of a random hat.
Yeah.
There's a reason they're doing that, because it's profit margin for them. So they've got to make the decision, would I pay more to have Caleb Williams? And if Caleb Williams goes in and says, I'll fight for more for me and for everybody else, I would respect that.
Yeah, I would too, but I would tell Caleb Williams to have a Coke and a smile. As long as I've got the USC uniform, I'm
with you. I'm 100% with you.
Because guess what? I played the Dynasty on that, and they're all gone after 2 or 3 years anyway.
You've got a whole new player that you're great.
I got fake players anyway.
I used to play, we've talked about it before, the baseball game back in the day before they had anything. And I'll never forget the Braves shortstop was Jowser. back when Jeff Blauser played.
Yeah.
It was a Nintendo game, I think. And it might have been a Sega game. But
No, that might have been, was it RBI?
something like that, yeah. And they
And Bonds was just like number 44 or whatever.
I can't remember what it was, but I also remember David Justice was Judge. So your shortstop was Jowser, and your cleanup hitter was Judge. That was obviously before Aaron Judge.
Big news for an SEC team for their opening game, and it's the best opening game of the weekend. After I tell you, the fine folks at the University of Montevallo would love it if your son or daughter considers them for their higher education. If you've got a junior or senior in high school thinking about that next step in the educational process, the University of Montevallo could be the perfect place to go. Right there in Central Alabama, great liberal arts school, business, broadcasting, theater department, a new multi-million-dollar theater building there. I'm a graduate of the University of Montevallo Broadcasting School back in the 80s. My daughter's about to graduate from there in the theater department. One thing as a parent you'll love, or someone who put themselves through school, is the tuition point, the price point there. You get a lot for the bang for the buck there at the University of Montevallo. Check them out, montevallo.edu, and 23 fully funded Division II scholarship sports at the University of Montevallo, montevallo.edu, montevallo.edu. Mason Smith battling back from a torn ACL in last year's opener against Florida State.
It's bad news, by the way.
Big five-star wrecking ball for LSU on the defensive line. Will not play against Florida State, but it has nothing to do with that knee injury from last year. It's a one-game suspension from the NCAA for what sounds like an archaic past of history. He got impermissible benefits. And you say, well, Jim, how could he possibly get impermissible benefits?
How's that possible, Jim?
That we are in a world where NIL is legal. On July in 2021, he got paid to sign a few autographs. And that was about a month before NIL
Are you
kicked in.
kidding me? So 1 month before is what's going to get him.
So he gets a one-game suspension.
Okay, well, my one-game suspension, I would say, okay, look, this is very petty, but the one-game suspension ain't coming against Florida State. Week 2 against Grambling, I'll split that one out.
Well, the NCAA is the one that suspended him, not LSU.
I'd pull a hardball here. You know what?
There is no appeal process like there is in the NFL.
There isn't.
I don't think so. In Major League Baseball or the NFL, if this was a big game coming up or a big series, you would challenge it
and then wait for the next one.
You would pitch in the game or play in the game and then
accept it.
Drop the challenge.
I'll go.
Oh, you're right. I'll take it next week against Grambling. But that's an impact guy, right? That could impact LSU winning this game.
You know, I think at the end of the season, if he played a full 12 and is healthy this year, he could end up being the defensive player of the year in the SEC. He's that good.
So, I mean, but there's a chance that outside of a drug-related situation, that this might be the last NCAA player suspension we ever see.
He could be for impermissible benefits, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I think any other suspension would be drug test related because there's really no impermissible benefits anymore. I mean, so he might be the end of an era, really, if you look at it that way.
A trivia answer.
Yeah, he could be a trivia answer in a weird trivia game. But yeah, because, I mean, I just don't know that we'll ever see this anymore.
Yeah, that's Mason Smith, a big part of the LSU defense this year, and he will not be there against Florida State, at least the way it stands right now. Big announcement from Alabama yesterday. We'll talk about that after LT tells us about the great folks at Slice. Wonderful place. We had the Hot Mama yesterday.
Yeah, we did. I love that thing.
Rockstar, for all the folks back there behind you on the back row, they had the Hot Mama. I know Tyler was one of them for the first time yesterday. Tyler seemed surprised, Rockstar, that the Hot Mama actually was spicy, that it was hot. It's in the name. It's the Hot Mama.
Well, in his defense, Dunaway just came in with a pizza, and you see cheese on it, so they just assume, it's a cheese pizza. And they had no idea. Dunaway did not say what the name was, and 2 people ate it, and 2 people freaked out about how hot it was. I guess because they didn't have, they had no expectations of this. This might be a little spicy.
No, they did. I saw number 12 walking in the hall, and he was like, I think sweating and,
it's not like the bomb from Hot Ones.
I will say it was a little hotter. I love spicy. It was a little spicier than normal. But
Well,
he thought he was just grabbing a piece of cheese pizza.
Okay.
I had a friend who made it, who was there. So they went double toppings, and then they went extra of the Mike's hot honey sauce.
Yeah.
The flavor is incredible. So I had that pizza on Tuesday, and it is a little hot. I mean, it's got a little kick to it, but it's not like over the top. I think it's like almost a perfect heat.
I may have sprinkled some of that red pepper.
Oh, crushed red pepper?
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
But, anyway, the best specialty pizza out there. Jeff Bajai is one that created the concept. His brothers continued the legacy. Jason and Chris, get in. Tell them the Next Round sent you. 4 great locations: Lakeview, the original, Vestavia, Montevallo, Crestline Park, local pizza, local ingredients. It is Slice.
We told you earlier this week, one of our new shows is going to be Talk of Champions once a week, a look ahead to what is happening with Alabama football and later basketball. The football part of the season, Tyler Watts will join me on Talk of Champions. It became official yesterday. What you all have known for a few weeks is that Tyler Watts is going to replace John Parker Wilson as the analyst on the Crimson Tide radio network. Christian Miller will be back on the sidelines again. And then the news that Eli Gold will be back doing play-by-play this year for home games only because of his health. Eli will do home games, and Chris Stewart and the crew will do the road games this year on the Crimson Tide Sports Network with the play-by-play duties.
Yeah, I haven't seen Eli in quite a while, but I did see Jeff Spiegel at 3340 went to his house and interviewed Eli and his wife and daughter about everything Eli's been through. Eli's down like 120 pounds.
Yeah, I could tell that when I saw him at Hey Coach.
Yeah. I mean, he is. It has taken a toll on Eli, and he is still in the recovery mode. He had cancer. He had a lot of other health issues, to the point that they felt Eli might not make it through. But thank God he did, and he's going to be back in the booth. But watching that interview with Speaks, I actually thought that before they even announced it. I was like, I just don't know that he can make road trips. I mean, you could still tell he's still. It takes a lot for him to be able to talk and just have the energy you have to do that job. Then on top of having to travel and all that, and some of these SEC places aren't the easiest to get to. You've been to College Station. I mean, that's not an easy trip.
That's the only bad road trip of the year, though. If you look at Alabama's schedule, we've talked about it. It's one of the best home schedules in Alabama history, other than the Iron Bowl at Auburn and on the road at Texas A&M. Where else do they go on the road? The Mississippis.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, obviously Eli wants to come back and do this. He's going to split the time with Chris Stewart doing the road games. And you've obviously got your natural line now, right? So, when Eli comes back and does this and decides to retire, you go to Chris full time. So, I think it was going to be a potentially awkward situation because Chris stepped in and did it last year. And it's very good at what he does. Chris, we've known Chris forever, and we're all huge fans of him. But Eli has done this job a long time, and you would hate to see him go out that way, right?
Right.
I mean, you would like Eli to at least be able to say, "This is my final year."
And you want him to hand it to Chris,
right? Yeah, to hand it to Chris.
And
so this is a good compromise, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a couple of months ago. It seemed like it was going to be really, really uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and I think Alabama's done a really good diplomatic way of handling this. Would you guys rather do home games or away games?
This year, I'd rather do the home.
It's a good home schedule, but I like the road trips.
I like the road trips
too,
especially when you're flying charter. Right?
I know.
Yep.
And for those that wonder about Tyler and JP, first of all, I mean, both guys that have been on the show a billion times. JP has moved into a role with Yay Alabama, which will force him, I think, on game days to be more, shaking hands and getting in people's pockets in the big money areas.
Yeah, not in a federal offense kind of way where he's actually picking pockets.
But yeah. I think that was probably pretty clear in what I said there. But yes, he is not breaking any laws in doing this. He's just trying to get some donations. That would be funny, though, if he's like, "Oh, I got your watch."
Hey, and honestly, there's something, JP likes to have a good time.
Oh,
and
okay.
No,
he does.
Oh, he does.
By the way, JP is great for that role.
Oh, he'll get in those pockets. He'll knock those wallets loose.
That's right.
But much like Stan White did color forever, and he just was like, I never got to sit back with the family and watch games. And now JP, he'll be on site and stuff, hanging out, but he's going to be able to actually watch games as a spectator.
That's
and a
right.
fan.
Yeah. So
much different. Too.
Yeah. And Tyler will do a phenomenal job. You guys love Tyler on the show last year. We've always been huge fans of Tyler.
Most sarcastic guy I know.
Yes,
in a good way.
Such a funny guy. And you and he have such a good chemistry. That's going to be Talk Champions. It's going to be really, really good. And then I think Christian's done a good job on the sideline. I think this was the perfect compromise for everyone involved in this.
So that's what Alabama's doing with their radio broadcast this year. And we wish Eli the best in a safe and healthy season. And hopefully he has a lot of wins for Alabama this year. We'll talk about some of the win totals and some of the predictions for this upcoming year. In fact, Urban Meyer has 2 blue blood dark horse playoff crashers that I think LT may agree with. Urban Meyer talking before the Fox broadcast starts coming up this weekend. USC is in action on the Pac-12 network coming up this Saturday night against San Jose State. Again, if you want to play all those games, lanceslock.com with the picks, and mybookie.ag get you into the action.
Three plays tonight. I got
Three.
I got the total in the Steelers Atlanta game, and I've got the side in the Colts and Eagles game.
lanceslock.com. More on Urban's pick for this upcoming college football season. Buster at the top of the hour. Later, Tua tells somebody to keep his name out of their mouth. Will Smith line, right?
That is a Will Smith line. I think he said it about his wife. Tua says it about himself.
He was a little more colorful.
Yeah, a little more colorful. Contact was made.
Yep. That's all coming up. Netflix and all the streaming services are doing something that'll be a little retro for you. We'll get to all that. And Nick Saban at 11:45 Central Time as we're live from the Floribama. A couple of big Floribama events we'll tell you about in the next segment as well, right here on TNR.
Follow the Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
The extra hours of sunshine are back on the clock, and that means it's time for golf at Timberline, a short drive from Birmingham or Montgomery. Go to timberlinegc.com, timberlinegc.com to book your tee times, schedule a lesson, or just drop by and use the TrackMan technology on the driving range. The course is always fun, in great shape, and you can even become a member. Get all the details at timberlinegc.com. It's time to get your golf on with our friends at Timberline.
For 50 years, our friends at Wayne's have been doing things around your house that you don't have time to do. Warm weather is coming. You want that lawn looking great. You want mosquitoes not around. Our friends at Wayne's, they can help you out. Right now, they will do $50 off for each of those services to continue to celebrate their 50th anniversary. Again, our friends at Wayne's, they take care of all of us here on the Next Round. You don't want those mosquitoes. You want the lawn looking great. Call them today, 866-WAYNES1 or call waynes.com. Spring weather is here, and our friends at Hemp Hill Services are offering a $69 HVAC tune-up plus 10% off any service call when you mention the Next Round. Call Adam, Chad, and the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Make sure your HVAC unit is ready to keep up with the changing weather. Hemp Hill Services, locally owned and operated independent train dealer. The team can service all makes and models. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Hemp Hill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com. That's 205-229-2090. hemphillservices.com. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations. But we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, Brombergs.com.
Things fall apart. There's even a book about it, but that doesn't mean you have to break the bank to fix them. Ryan Brown here for the Next Round. Our friends at Mortgage Right have a new renovation option that will make repairs and other home improvements easy. If you've recently purchased a home and find yourself short on cash, or you're looking to buy a fixer-upper, Mortgage Right's renovation loan program can help you spruce up your space. Repairs can be made to your roof, plumbing, flooring, and more with the help of top-notch mortgage professionals. So get your fix by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR. And MLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Back to the historic Floribama. What a big September coming up. I mean, you do all the summer fun that you have here. And what about that crowd last night?
Crazy.
On a Wednesday night.
You know, it's funny because I witnessed this firsthand. So we came down this time last year, but we did shows Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You guys left after Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I stretched it out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, right. We call that the time we got kicked out of the the best condo into the second best condo. They won't give us the
Mediterranean.
The master one anymore.
Oh, so good. But so I noticed like Tuesday night it got a little bit better than Monday. Wednesday night got a little bit better. But what you'll notice is it's kind of weird during the week. The crowd doesn't show up till about 11 o'clock at night. That's when it really, you're standing around and you're like, okay, the crowd's decent, but it's not crazy. And then at like 11 o'clock, it just pops. The place is completely packed.
Yeah, it was great last night on a Wednesday night. But I think a lot of people are doing their end of the summer blowout. This is it for a lot of people.
Am I getting older, or did the crowd look younger and cooler last night than usual?
Yes and yes.
Well, yeah, I probably yes and yes. But I do think this is the perfect time to come down.
Go to hell. I am getting older. You don't have to say it like that.
You can get really good. You can get great deals right now because school has started back for most.
Yeah.
And most people don't want to deal with kids. And this is a great time to come down.
A couple of neat things coming up. And Brown was floored when he actually saw video of this.
Yeah,
he did not. You didn't think it was a real rodeo, right?
I did not.
Well, we tried to get him on a bull. That was the thing. We were going to wave off the Testicle Festival. Hey, if you'll do bulls on the beach, Floribama, we'll call it even.
Yeah,
and I think it was a great call.
Yeah, it turns out it was a bad deal for me.
Yeah. Bulls on the Beach is coming September 7th through the 9th. 3 full nights of rodeo on the beach outside of Floribama here. They basically build a stadium outside here at the Floribama, and it's a real rodeo.
Yeah, so I don't know what I was thinking. I thought they were like little bulls that maybe
a baby bull.
Well, yeah, they weren't all pissed off yet. They were still, high on life, and you could walk up and pet the little fella and then get on its back and ride it for a minute. I thought that's what it was. I did not realize it was an actual rodeo.
And then we showed him drone video.
Yeah, and I was like, there is no chance I'm doing that.
Yeah, rabid bulls.
Yeah, 5,000 people cheering as humans are flying through the air.
The funny thing is Steve Powers wanted us to be the clowns that do the poker. Have you ever seen the poker?
No.
So you sit at the table.
Oh, yeah.
And the last one to get up wins.
Yeah.
And so the bull is just bearing down on you.
Yeah. So I quickly decided I'll eat a bull's balls before I'll ride one. Yes. So that's exactly what I did.
Which only pisses them off more, by the way.
Well, I know. Well, that's how they get them all wound up, isn't it?
But, we saw you on a mechanical bull in Nashville, and that mechanical bull was the slowest mechanical bull I've ever seen, and it still threw you off.
Not in my head, though. In my head, I was talking to our friends from Kicking and Coolers last night. I was like, in my head, because I had drank so much.
You were Bud Davis from Urban Cowboy?
I did. I thought, okay, that's about 4 seconds. So I stay up here 4 more seconds, I win the trophy. And then I'll go back and watch it, and I don't even think it moved.
It's embarrassing.
When I was little at the grocery store, you could put a quarter into this little horse outside.
Yeah, and it would do that.
Do up like that for like 30 seconds. And
Yeah.
you'd have to put another quarter in. That's the speed it was going.
Boy, if you put quarters in that, you're a puppet master for your kid. Your kid is playing you 100%.
Yeah.
Would you stand out on a sidewalk in front of a vending machine and let your kid ride one of those horses that you got to feed money to?
Back in the day, there was no entertainment back in the day.
Buy a comic book.
You drank water out of a hose, and I think there was one toy that my dad had that he got for Christmas. It was like a circle, and that he'd walk down the street with a stick, making the circle roll. He showed me a picture of that one time. He's like, oh, I had one of those when I was a kid. I was like, what does it do? And it rolls down the street. Well, I moved the stick, and I was like,
the dumbest things.
Yeah.
Like, you remember
That
the
was a
yo-yo?
toy?
You know who was a yo-yo expert?
The Struthers brothers.
Jimmy Anthony.
Herb Winches.
Herb?
Yeah, like a yo-yo champion.
Like he could
in
walk the
Kentucky.
dog, and
Like I think he could like roller skate and yo-yo at the same time. I swear.
he was a Ken doll.
Yeah.
I used to could walk the dog. Like you'd do it like that, and then it'd roll in front of you for a minute, and then you could pop it back up.
I could never
I
do
could
that.
do that.
What was the one where you do your finger like this and swing, and it would swing back
I
and
never
forth?
could do that one. There's like the cradle or something like that.
Are they still a thing?
Yo-yos?
Oh, I hadn't seen one in forever. But I could also do the one where I would throw it out and it would come back and I'd whip it around. I got decent with a yo-yo back in middle school.
The things we were doing when we were like 12
I know.
13, now they're on Pornhub.
I was probably
I think TikTok would have been a better way to go there, but yeah.
yeah. I was probably sea level on a yo-yo.
Speaking of something else, Odie's last night, trivia night. You weren't there. You were here.
Hey, Rockstar, what was my question last night?
Your question was, what came first, MTV or Jonah Hill?
So MTV, the creation was 1981 or 82. I'm going to go 81. And Jonah Hill is right at 40. So I'm going to say MTV a little bit before.
MTV 1981, Jonah Hill 1983. And if you want to be shocked, I think Jonah Hill's doing that Ozempic stuff. Look up recent pics of Jonah Hill. Lost a little bit of weight.
He's dropped down a lot.
Yeah.
He's got A.J. McCarron's tattoo, too.
Oh, on his chest?
He's got Carson Beck's hairstyle.
Was that a tattoo of Jesus on A.J. McCarron's chest? Is that what it was?
Jesus was part of the collage.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But Jonah Hill's got that tattoo. And, again, he's got Carson Beck's hair. And he's been
Carson
canceled.
Beck shaved his hair.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. I saw a picture of him yesterday. Jonah Hill got canceled?
Yeah, they said he was too controlling. I mean, his girl wanted to, like, bang other guys and do naked nudes and all that kind of stuff. And he was controlling because he didn't want her to shoot out nudes or whatever. But
that guy.
I know.
What a loser.
Well, Urban Meyer is, other than sports washing his image with Swamp Kings, making college football predictions. He says he goes 2 blue bloods as dark horses to crash the Final Four in college football. He says Texas and LSU has the roster to both be playoff teams and crash the party and keep Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, or Georgia from winning it all, that those 2 are the ones to watch. If it's not going to be the 4 everybody picks, it's Texas and LSU.
What a soothsayer. They're both top 10 teams.
He picks Texas and LSU as dark horses.
Well, I mean, if you follow most of America, they would say your 4 best teams are who?
Well, they would say Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did not say Texas or LSU.
Okay, but
so if the question to him is, everybody says it's either Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan. If it's not one of those 4,
okay, but
who is it?
But if I ask you that,
Texas and LSU,
those might be the 4 best teams, but the chances of getting 2 SEC and 2 Big Tens in the 14 playoff, I think there's a better chance that you could get a team out of the Big 12, a team out of the Pac-12. Texas is the obvious out of the Big 12. And LSU, again, in year 2, Urban Meyer did it in year 2. Year 2 at Florida, he wins a national championship.
Right.
Brian Kelly seems to be on that path.
Reese Davis also on the College Game Day show. He doesn't think the SEC gets 2 in this year. He has Georgia from the SEC getting in, and part of his other picks out there includes USC, it includes Michigan, and it includes Texas.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I don't think he's done it yet, but Saturday morning should be that game day where Desmond makes his picks. You remember how bad those were last year?
Day after tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah. I think they'll do it on the week 0. They'll be in studio or whatever, and Desmond will make his picks.
He had A&M play for the national championship against, was it Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan and like North Dakota State. I mean, he had like the most random picks.
Yeah,
they were awful.
The only reason he got one right is because it's his alma mater.
That's right.
We'll look to baseball with Buster Only when we come back, and then back to college football. Buster's next. Michelson Laser Vision, part of the show today, LT.
Yeah, make the phone call that I made 2 decades ago. Find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy Toe. The next round sent you. They're going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. I've got 2015 vision, better than 2020. One of the best decisions I ever made. Make the phone call 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Floribama TNR continues with another hour after this.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
DryTech Water Restoration is a locally owned company that specializes in mold remediation, fire and water damage cleanup, and SteraMist services. DryTech's goal is to provide clients with expert guidance when dealing with any home disaster. DryTech's highly trained specialists are available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They will work closely with you and your insurance company to make sure the process is stress-free as possible. Call DryTech today, 205-637-0143. The moment you discover damage to your home, DryTech's team will handle the rest.
The Next Round store is live and loaded. Check out the latest logo t-shirts and hoodies. Get your favorite team colors, the Next Round flag shirt, or grab the popular Y'all Can Have the Rest t-shirts. Go to nextround.store. That's nextround.store.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. It's our friends at Hydra Live Therapy. IV therapy treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy, reduce stress and anxiety, and boost your immune system, and more. If you mention the Next Round at checkout, save 20% off any service. You can join the IV League today. Members are rewarded with deep discounts. Make sure you ask about that. Hydra Life Therapy open 7 days a week. Homewood, Tuscaloosa, and coming soon to Greystone.
Let's face it, a home is one of the most powerful assets you can have, and our friends at Mortgage Right want to help you build wealth through home ownership. Mortgage Right is all about providing competitive rates, a variety of loan products, and a multitude of resources for a seamless home buying experience. They treat their borrowers like family and are always looking to bring more happy homeowners under their roof. See more by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR today and start living. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239, equal housing lender.
Start your day online at nextroundlive.com. Get all the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. And it's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
The bars open at the Floribama. We got the historic Bushwhackers flowing early on up here on the desk. We'll get back to college football, another weekend of preseason in the NFL. But let's take a minute to first thank the Floribama staff and then bring in Buster Only to talk about what's happening in baseball, the big news we talked about in the first segment with Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, you guys know how much we love the Floribama and sending summer out right here at the Bama. We'll be here today and tomorrow. Next segment coming up a little bit later on, which forced Buster to change schedules with us, and we appreciate him doing that. He is joining us courtesy of mybookie.ag, code Next Round. When you sign up at mybookie.ag, code Next Round, get that sign-on bonus up to $1,000. Buster's going to think we're at the beach more than sea turtles. Every time he comes on now, we're at the beach. Welcome in, Buster. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I must say, when you reached out and you're like, okay, do you want to go before or after Nick Saban? That's like being asked, do you want to go before or after the Beatles, before or after Taylor Swift? Alabama, Nick Saban, I'm going before. I'm not going to come on after Nick Saban.
Hey, in baseball terms, though, do you want to be the guy hitting in front of a big, hot stud hitter, or do you want to be the guy hitting afterward? Where do you get the better pitches?
I don't want anyone to notice me, right? I just want my at-bat to go over as smoothly as possible because I know whatever I say, it's going to be completely overwhelmed. So I want to go as quickly as possible, clear the floor for the real star.
Obviously, you cover baseball for a living, but you love all sports. Where does Nick Saban rank amongst coaches, all sports, all time?
Wow. Boy, that, and college, that is a great question. I think of Tony La Russa, generally speaking, as being the best, the standard in baseball. Nick Saban's good friend, Bill Belichick, he would be the standard in the NFL. I think of Phil Jackson, Red Auerbach as being the standard of, they would be the standard in the NBA. So I'm thinking that, you have to make a choice between Bear Bryant and Nick Saban, right? If you're to do a Mount Rushmore of coaches, one of those two guys would have to represent college football. Am I wrong?
No, you're
I don't
not.
think so.
And
Yeah.
I'm just amazed at on the spot what a great answer that was. I think you nailed that 100% across the board.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't follow baseball, Buster, and you know that from the dumb questions I ask as closely as other sports. I did not know Tony La Russa. Is that accepted as the best baseball manager of all time?
Well, he is for me because I think of, and look, he's had the different situations late in his career that didn't go so well. But I put him there because of his the way that he impacted a significant part of the game. That is how bullpens are used. He had a huge impact on that. The use of analytics and where he stands in career wins. Right? I mean, if you're, the only guy in front of you is Connie Mack, who owned the team. That's pretty good in baseball history, and that's where I've always thought of Tony. I think in baseball, it's not maybe as clear as it is in, say, the NFL, where it's clearly Bill Belichick, Vince Lombardi at the top of the mountain.
I'm interested now as we get to baseball. Shohei Ohtani, if it is a second Tommy John surgery, could we have seen the end last night of this great dual position athlete? Is he destined to be just a designated hitter position player in the future, or do you think we will see him again at some point as a two-way star?
I think he's going to try to pitch again. And as we talk, we don't know exactly the severity of the elbow injury that he has. We don't know, what surgery is going to be needed. Is it an intermediate procedure, or is it another Tommy John? We don't know, but there's no doubt this changes the trajectory of his career going forward. And it reminded me, when I heard the news, of that moment when Bo Jackson got hurt with his hip playing football, and you're just like, oh my God, this great thing that we all loved and cherished, watching this unbelievable athlete thrive at two sports is going to go away. And that's the way it feels somewhat with Ohtani, because there's no doubt. I mean, his future, in his free agency this fall, the context is completely different because nobody knows exactly what he's going to be as a pitcher. Now, I have already, talked to agents today who are saying that when he's negotiating this fall, and I remember telling you guys early in the year, the question was whether or not the first number is going to be a $500 million, or the first number is going to be a $600 million. Now, you'd almost have to structure his future contract as two tiers. One is a hitter. He'd probably be in the ballpark of what Bryce Harper got, $335 million. And then as a pitcher, which I think is going to wind up being incentive-based, because you don't know how many games he's going to pitch. You don't know whether or not he's going to be a starter going forward. How many innings can he throw? And one name that's been thrown around a lot in my conversations today with folks in baseball is that of John Smoltz, who was a high-end, as you guys know, Hall of Fame caliber starting pitcher, and then transitioned into the bullpen and became a shutdown reliever. I wonder, as Shohei works his way back to try to pitch again, if that's something that he'll wind up considering, just simply because the workload is not going to be as great as it would be if he were a starting pitcher.
Buster, I never thought we would see a day in today's baseball economics that the New York Yankees would be 17 games out of first place, sitting at 61 and 65. They bust out of that slump yesterday against the Nationals. Aaron Judge single-handedly beat them. But this season, I mean, you can't even call it a disaster. I don't know what you want to call it. But what went wrong for the New York Yankees?
Yeah, and Brian Cashman, their general manager, in a press conference yesterday referred to it as a disaster. Look, it's the first time in Brian's time as general manager of the team, which started in 1998, that they're looking at a season under 500. I mean, injuries for sure played a part in this, but it also feels like that there's a chance that a lot of the guys that they invested in, that they made big bets on, their best days may be behind them. Where people wonder, DJ LeMahieu, he won a batting title in 2020, and now people are asking the question, is he done as a frontline player? They made that big trade for Josh Donaldson, betting on exit velocity. Well, that turned out to be a disaster. He's not been a good player for them, and they're not going to pick up his option. Giancarlo Stanton has looked terrible this year. When they got him, the thought was that he would thrive in the DH role, and he has really struggled. Carlos Rodon was the biggest pitching investment of the last offseason, $162 million, I think the number is, and he's barely posted for them. So they've had all kinds of things go wrong, and I know that internally there's going to be a broad review, not only of individual players, of Brian Cashman, the general manager, I think will stay, the manager, Aaron Boone, who I do not think will survive this, but also, some of the analytics that the team focuses on and their the approach that they have. It is, I agree with Brian, it is a complete mess this year, and it's something that shocked all of them.
ESPN's Buster Olney joins us each week on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline, courtesy of MyBookie.ag. Code next round. Get you that sign-on bonus up to $1,000 at MyBookie.ag. Nobody's hotter right now than the Seattle Mariners. How real is this team as it relates to the postseason, Buster?
Oh, it's very real because first off, they have excellent pitching, and they are the hottest team in the group. What I think the numbers are, they've won 23 out of 30 games, something in that range. So moving forward, they're incredibly dangerous. You've seen the Astros. Justin Verlander the other day picked up career win number 253. He looked good against the Red Sox, but they've had some injuries. Yordan Alvarez, hurts his finger, slamming his door at home. They have not taken off as much as maybe that they would have expected. And then the Texas Rangers have given up a ton of ground. That incredible offense they have is slowed down, and some of the acquisitions they made at the deadline haven't paid off. So I think Seattle's in, and you think of it like a game of musical chairs. Those three American League West teams, plus the Rays, who just lost their best player, Wander Franco, probably for the rest of the year as he goes on administrative leave, and the Toronto Blue Jays. Those are really good teams that would be dangerous in the postseason, but two of those teams are not going to make the playoffs.
Back to Wander Franco. What is the long term? I know it's tough to speculate and try to make a prediction on this, but this guy, his future was just, it was so bright. And now you hear these allegations, and obviously he's not coming back this year. Could this be a career ender for him?
I don't know the answer to that. Look, the Rays made that huge investment in him. $182 million contract. And not something that they typically do because they wanted him to be the face of the franchise. And Mark Topkin, who covers them for the Tampa Bay Times the other day, tweeted out that all the signage of Wander Franco around the Trop is gone. Like they've taken down his image because of this ongoing investigation. And typically, as we saw with the Trevor Bauer case, it's not apples to apples in terms of what happened within the individual circumstance. But when a player is being investigated by federal authorities, in this case, Dominican Republic, as he is, Major League Baseball is going to wait until that investigation's over. And, oh, by the way, Wander Franco can't get back on the field until he speaks with Major League Baseball. And you would assume that his lawyers, knowing he's got this pending investigation down in Dominican Republic, are probably telling him to shut up. So it may be a while before Major League Baseball actually has a chance to speak to him. So until that happens, all bets are off. I can't give you a good answer as to, how this is going to impact his career going forward. But clearly, the Rays' bet on this player is not going to pay off.
One more before you go. Terry Francona, who means a lot to our city in Birmingham because he was with the Barons during the Jordan years, and he did so much at other stops in the major leagues. I think you probably think he's a great Major League Baseball manager as well. It appears because of health reasons and such, this may be his last year. He's not talking about it. Tell me, when you remember Terry Francona's career, what do you think of Tito?
Well, first off, he's going to make a speech in Cooperstown and he'll be inducted to the Hall of Fame sometime because he led, the greatest comeback in the history of baseball with the 2004 Boston Red Sox down 3-0 to the Yankees. They come back and win that series. The only Major League team to come back from a 3-0 deficit in a postseason series, and the first Red Sox team to win a World Series in 86 years. Then he came within, as you guys know, in the 2016 World Series, came within, just an inning essentially of having Cleveland be the first Indians team to win a World Series since the 1940s. So, and on top of that, he's a baseball lifer who has always connected with people. I've got a million stories about Tito. Most of them I can't tell you on air. He's incredibly funny. He's connected with his players. And, when I was around the Guardians before Sunday night game earlier this year, you heard that, he was in a lot of discomfort, and it's hard for him, on a daily basis physically. And so it doesn't surprise me that there's talk that this might be his last year. And, of course, you guys know this, that, a lot of his impact is around Michael Jordan, too. I always, when I worked with him on Sunday Night Baseball, I'd ask him, hey, what do you hear from Michael? And he was in constant contact with Jordan, who I'm sure respected him because of the way that Tito treated other people. And I think they're friends to this day.
All right, he is Buster Olney. You'll see the crew Sunday night in San Francisco. Braves Giants Sunday night, 6:00 ESPN. Thank you, Buster. Enjoy the weekend and the trip to San Francisco.
All right, guys. Thanks. The opening show is over. The star's coming up.
Take care. Thank you, Buster. Buster with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline, presented by MyBookie.ag.
Basically, 3 of the last 5 times Buster's been on with us, we've been at SEC Football Media Days in Nashville.
Yep.
Ocean City, Maryland, and now here at the Floribama.
Yeah.
He travels every week for Sunday Night Baseball. We may have more miles than he does because he does a lot of Yankees and Red Sox games up in the Northeast.
Yeah. I bet he is thinking, what in the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brown sounds like we may lose your voice here at some point.
I don't, and I know everybody thinks it's Floribama related. Probably did not help last night, but I've just I've got this drainage deal, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Some people call it the Floribama flu.
Yeah, but I know you guys were rooming last night. You know that's not the case. I mean, if anything, it's yelling over the music. Got Dunaway.
I was cheering.
No, you were not. No, you were not.
Bushwhacker. I said nothing.
You know what Dunaway is?
I said nothing.
Dunaway was that guy when the first kid smoked a cigarette and he went in and told his kids.
He was the hall monitor, wasn't
he? Was. It's the weirdest thing with Dunaway.
I've got to leave the class.
Yeah.
Jim, you're in charge.
Yeah. While you were gone, Lance got up out of his seat.
Did I even say? Did Brown even? I don't even know.
You didn't have to.
I don't even know if you had a drink last night. I don't know if you were singing. I don't know.
What makes it even more annoying is when you double back on it like that. It's like, oh, that's what that was.
I was talking to them last night. I was talking to him last night. I was talking to them last night. I wasn't even around you until you were running the audio board. All I did was look at him. I was like, wow, Bushwhacker.
Yeah, that's all you did.
With my eyes. I was like, oh, Bushwhacker.
That makes it even more annoying is when you try to act like you weren't being passive aggressive. I don't know what's more annoying, your passive aggressiveness or when you try to act like you weren't being passive aggressive. Rockstar, which one annoys you more?
They're both annoying. You gotta admit that you're doing. When you start backing up and you say something and you got to back it up. Like you make a joke and no, it totally wasn't the joke, but it was the joke.
Oh, that was a joke. That was.
I didn't say anything, Rockstar. I made a Bushwhacker glance at Lance, nodding between 2 grown men drinking a high alcohol milkshake at 10 in the morning.
Hey, do you notice Old River Grill, which I think, are we doing the show?
We're supposed to be there tomorrow. Yeah.
I think Steve might have had to run across the street to get these.
Well, these are like the ones you take home with you.
I mean, these are like real metal, I think.
Oh, so this is from here?
Is this porcelain? Is this metal?
Yeah, it's porcelain. It's like a toilet.
What is it?
Yeah.
Plastic. Oh.
Porcelain.
Wow. My mom worked in a plastic plant for 30 years. I should know what plastic feels like.
So your grandma welded ships.
Your mom
worked in a plastic
a toy factory.
I hate to tell all of you gated community people, but there are people who bust their ass to make things for you people all the time. As I get my Nick Saban hands going.
Yeah, you do that.
You people all the time. They're working their ass off right now listening to us.
Right.
Do you think anybody
4:30 today?
Any females in Nick Saban's family tree dip snuff?
Oh, 100%.
I mean, being from West Virginia, they had to, right?
100%. Yeah. Somebody is a snuff dipper in the Saban family tree.
You think anybody ran moonshine?
No, but I bet somebody drank it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah, just for the pain of life.
Remember Sonny Smith's dad used to run moonshine.
The pain of life?
Yeah.
Like in West Virginia?
When you're working hard in the mines, man, just trying to, keep that old black oil bubbling up.
Yeah, was it your dad or granddad?
Black gold.
It was your granddad that worked in the mines, right?
My granddad. You work in the mines, Brown.
I've heard the story. My God.
My neck is dirty, Brown. I come from a hardworking family.
What do they really think about you?
They think I'm the guy with the pink cup. You know what they think of me.
What does your father-in-law
the
think of
same
you?
thing the people of Floribama think of me. I'm not the manliest man up here. Absolutely.
Didn't the father-in-law say, hey, I want to marry your daughter? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what the father-in-law said.
Yep.
No, nope, not at all. No blessings. Our friends at Wayne's, though, giving you a great blessing. They want to give you $50 off any of their platforms, and you can stack it. You can save $100, $150, because they're celebrating 50 years of their services: pest control, termite protection, lawn care services, mosquito services as well. That's what you get with our friends at Wayne's. 50 years, and if you use our promo code TNR, you can save $100, $150, all celebrating that anniversary with Wayne's. The promo code is TNR. The website is callwaynes.com. Callwaynes.com or 866-WAYNES-1. 866-WAYNES-1. You think, well, this is probably just for new customers, right? Wrong. It is for new customers, but it's also for existing customers as well. So there's no reason, whether you've been with Wayne's for a week or for 50 years, that you're not saving all this money with our promo code TNR. That stands for, Brownie, what?
The next round.
That is correct. TNR.
Yep.
Callwaynes.com. My pastor does that occasionally. He'll just pause and let the congregation answer something to make sure everyone's paying attention.
Boy, you got to be paying attention. Matthew, book of Matthew. No, we're in the Old Testament.
Callwaynes.com, 866-WAYNES-1. It's our friends at Wayne's there, promo code TNR. As we, Rockstar, give me cut 6, because we now have Tua yesterday manning up, responding to an ESPN-er, and now the ESPN-er guy, Ryan Clark, who's really a good guy. I like Ryan.
Ryan's very good at what he does.
Good analyst.
And I like his work. I like his podcast. I like his thoughts on football. But he apparently, Ryan thinks he overstepped his bounds. Let's do first what Tua said. There was some question from Ryan of whether or not Tua worked hard this offseason or not, whether he was in the weight room or not, because he is chunky looking.
Yeah, Tua's always had that baby fat.
Yeah. But he's chunky looking because apparently the Miami training staff has told him he had to put on some bulk, some muscle to protect himself. So he is bulkier
and some
for protection.
Just have different body looks than others.
And he's always had that look.
I think he's one of those guys.
Yeah.
And, watching Joe Burrow recently, Joe Burrow looks really cut up. Like he's on a really good diet. He's been working extra hard. I mean, he looks like he's in really good shape right now.
But your guy Stafford, for instance, he's always had that.
He's always had baby fat too.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, some people just can't control their body type.
Okay, honest to goodness, in NFL terms, we'll get back to Tua in a second.
Yeah.
But Lady Antebellum has a song like Girl Crush.
I think that's not Lady Antebellum. That's the old boy from Sanford.
You can do this with
You
son of a gun.
You think it's Little Big Town?
Yeah, it is Little Big Town.
I think it's Lady A.
Well, I saw him in concert. Little Big Town sang it. Yeah, look, Maddie said, it's a Little Big Town.
So did Little Big Town also do Better Man from Taylor Swift?
I don't know.
Anyway, I know what your point was going to be.
The
He says about Cooper Kupp. I don't have a
No.
guy crush on Joe Burrow.
You don't on Joe Burrow?
I think he
and not in a sexual way, just like
well, that's not even what that song's about.
That's out of bag now. I do think Burrow
You're the one with a pink
for a
cup.
minute was the best quarterback in the NFL. It's hard to say Mahomes isn't because he's the reigning champion. But Burrow's he's a complete stud. I like everything about
Lance
him.
really go to Burrow a lot, though. I mean, you do like him, right? If he could be your quarterback for the Rams the rest of his career,
I'd probably give up a digit.
A digit?
Yeah, like you could chop my finger off right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we know what you can't give up because Brown's already got one of those.
Yeah.
Well, you get two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Most
if he gave
people-
up another one, then he'd be
Mine are empty anyway.
It'd be a unit.
mine are empty anyway. Here's Tua responding to
Speaking of Lance's balls.
responding to Ryan Clark, who said, "Man, did this guy even work in the offseason in the weight room?" Tua got asked about that yesterday at Dolphins camp.
I mean, he probably knows more about me than I know about myself. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Ryan's been out the league for some time, so I don't know. It's a little weird when other people are talking about other people when they're not that person. So I don't know, it's just a little weird. I come back. I like my background is like I come from a Samoan family. Like respect is everything, but does get to a point where, hey, little easy on that, buddy, because I think we're pretty tough-minded people, and if we need to get scrappy, we can get scrappy too. Just saying. I know there's a mixture of things that people don't understand, that people don't know about, that are talked about, that go behind the scenes. So, I'd appreciate if you kept my name out your mouth. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, well, and Ryan Clark's apologized to his credit on Twitter today. It's a long tweet. I'm not going to read it all.
I mean, do you have like cliff notes? though?
Yeah, I mean,
he's obviously Twitter blue because it's more than the limit of characters.
But he says it was not his intention to question Tua's work ethic or commitment, but that's how it came across. So he says he genuinely apologized to Tua. I mean, you got to give Ryan Clark credit.
Yeah,
He's manned up on this.
But Ryan gets paid for his opinion,
right?
And if his opinion is, hey, look, he looks like he's out of shape, that's his opinion.
Yeah, but it's one thing to say he looks like he's out of shape and to say, obviously, he didn't work hard this offseason. You don't know that.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like you could have the baby fat.
Right.
That could just be his body type while he's bulked up to try to protect his body from all the hits he takes, because we know Tua's injury history. They're trying to get him to be able to be there for 17 games this year because that changes the trajectory of the Dolphins altogether. When we come back, Rockstar does our 4 downs every Thursday. It has zero to do with sports, and usually it exposes a lot of secrets in our minds or something. Rockstar and everyone will do 4 downs when we come back. Show brought to you by our friends at Legacy. Legacy's excited about UAB's opener 1 week from tonight. We got some good games. UAB, North Carolina A&T. I always call them North Carolina AT&T.
Yeah,
and
they're a phone company?
They're not really sponsored by the phone company
I don't
at
think
all.
so.
North Carolina A&T is playing UAB at Protective 1 week from tonight, but also 1 week from tonight, our buddy Matt Rule in Lincoln, Nebraska. Minnesota. What a great game that'll be 1 week from tonight, Lance.
Yeah, excited about that.
Minnesota 7.5-point favorite in that one.
And of course, Florida and Utah 1 week from tonight. If you're betting on that one, that at one point was 9. It's down to 4.5 because we don't know if Cam Rising's playing or not. But Legacy's excited about that UAB opener. They're a proud supporter of UAB. They can help you with your finances as well, whether it's everyday checking with no monthly fees, no minimum balance. You get your direct deposit 2 days early. Imagine you get your direct deposit in your checking account on Wednesday, and you're at the Florida Bama. You can buy extra bushwhackers.
Yep. For the whole crowd.
That's right. Because you've already got your check.
That's right. You got your check.
And then you get to Friday, and your check's already there.
That's
Been there
right.
for 2 days. You're bushwhacked out by Friday when everyone else is getting their paychecks. And they can buy yours on Friday as well. No minimum balance. They got lifestyle loans. Maybe you want to take that dream vacation to Italy like Nick Saban did this year. You can get that lifestyle loan, maybe some unexpected medical expenses like Tua. No collateral required, affordable low rates, and more. LegacyCreditUnion.com. LegacyCreditUnion.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. When we come back, Rockstar's 4 downs and more from the historic Florida Bama on the next round.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations. But we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items, and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, Brombergs.com.
DryTech Water Restoration is a locally owned company that specializes in mold remediation, fire and water damage cleanup, and SteraMist services. DryTech's goal is to provide clients with expert guidance when dealing with any home disaster. DryTech's highly trained specialists are available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They will work closely with you and your insurance company to make sure the process is stress-free as possible. Call DryTech today, 205-637-0143. The moment you discover damage to your home, DryTech's team will handle the rest.
It's time for back to school again. Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store, and we have all the New Balance shoes and apparel your kids need to keep them at their best this fall. We have the largest selection of New Balance shoes in Birmingham, including all the newest styles, and our fit specialists are trained in measuring growing feet. So here at the New Balance store, they'll get the perfect fit every time. Get ready for back to school now by shopping with us at the New Balance Birmingham store, located on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Back to the Floribama. Great folks at Way to Wellness. They helped me back at the start of the pandemic. I don't know how you guys were, but when the pandemic happened and the whole world shut down, I said, you know what I'm going to do during the pandemic? Instead of snack all the time, I'm going to lose 45 pounds. And that's what I did. I lost 45 pounds thanks to Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. No contracts, no sign-up fees. And your first consultation with Leslie and her board certified team is absolutely free. She's watching right now, and she's like, how many calories are in that Bushwhacker? If you had to guess caloric intake on this big mug.
It's significant.
1,200. 1,200?
Oh, no way.
Oh, that'd be my guess.
1,200 in that one cup?
1,200. I mean, you got alcohol, a lot of it.
Uh-huh.
You basically have ice cream.
Yeah.
It's 1,200.
Yeah. So, but Leslie says, hey, Jim, have a few Bushwhackers, come back, and we'll whip your ass into shape. You can join the folks at Way to Wellness by going to their website at planforme.com. Planforme.com is your journey to healthy living with our friends at Way to Wellness. 45 pounds for me in the pandemic. I gained a few pounds back, and I'm down since the last time I was here, Steve. Can you even tell the difference that I've lost 20 pounds since the last time I was here? The wife
did, yeah. Yeah.
You're welcome.
500 to 600.
Oh.
I knew they were there. 1,200.
Yeah. I saw that episode of the Seinfeld where that frozen yogurt was. Frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
500 to 600 is not bad.
That's not bad. Yeah.
That means we can have 2 of them.
I don't know if I believe it, but
has Steve ever lied to us?
Nope.
Later today, we're on the Floribama yacht. We'll be taking it out to sea. Looking forward to what is wrong? What is wrong with that?
I don't think you sum it up as a yacht
or taking it out to sea. Yeah. I mean, we'll be in the intercoastal waterway.
Okay, it's a large boat.
Yeah,
and we're taking it
into the intercoastal waterway. Yeah,
off the pier.
Yeah, so you're wrong.
So y'all don't know we're not going out to sea today?
We're not going out to sea. We will not get in the ocean, in the Gulf.
I thought we were going to go around the peninsula and out to where you could see Orange Beach and Gulf Shores.
Okay, we'll see. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, you make it sound like we're
sorry, Gilligan. You didn't know the plan today. Last time we stayed in because it was windy and cooler.
Okay.
I thought we were going out today.
I really don't know.
Okay, that's a little bit later on. Football tonight, LT's got locks on Pittsburgh and Atlanta and Indianapolis and Philadelphia. But before we get to all the other sports news and Nick Saban at 11:45, Rockstar has our 4 downs today, brought to you by our friends at Slice. 4 great locations. Rockstar, get ready for 4 downs. LT, tell us about Slice.
Yeah, just a local pizza, local ingredients. The Pajalia Brothers. Make sure you stop in. Tell them the next round sent you. You can get that 12 wings, 2 of the specialty pizzas, half pan of the salad, only $75, 7 nights a week. For more information, slicebirmingham.com.
First down.
What can a stranger do in public that will immediately make you judge them?
If you yell at your kids in public, that is so uncomfortable to me.
Boy, I saw that in a Target last weekend.
I hate it.
Down in Mobile, Lance. This woman was dressing her son down.
Yeah, and I feel like getting involved, but you can't.
Yeah,
because you got to let people parent how they parent. But boy, it's just it's a terrible look.
Yeah. Mine is talking to yourself. I also saw this recently. This woman just walking around like openly talking to herself, and I was like, man, that is. I don't know what's going on there.
But Brown, I mean, did she not have a Bluetooth in? Because that happens sometimes.
No, I mean, I looked because that's what I thought. And then I thought, well, maybe she thinks their companion is with her. And I think, it was going on a long time. So I was like, no, she's just talking to herself. And it was like, she was like narrating what she was doing. All right, I'm going to grab this right here and I'm going to put it in my buggy. And
okay, there are some people that have mental illness. But
no, yeah.
But I was going to say, I know some people that talk to themselves a lot. And I think it's just somebody's weird habit sometimes.
Yeah.
I do. I when I'm by myself, I talk to myself.
Well, your best friend was you growing up.
It
right?
was. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, and that's how I started my broadcasting career.
Do you argue with
Broadcasting
yourself?
myself.
I'll get on to myself
I
like
do.
when I make a dumb.
Yeah. I
I
discipline.
was like, come on, Brown, that's so stupid.
I
You
discipline
big
myself,
dummy.
yeah.
I'll get on to myself. I probably get on to myself worse than people get on to me. Outside of the chat room. Chat room gets on to me a lot.
Yeah. No. I talk to myself a little bit. Rockstar, I think anytime, no matter the excuse, if you see anyone going through the trash in public, you judge them. You think something is happening. And
Have you seen this?
Have you seen it often?
I've done this before, and I've done this recently before. For some reason,
You've gone through the trash.
You go
in
through the
public.
trash?
no, where was I? It was Thursday. No, it was whenever I played at the Meadows last.
Okay.
I stopped off to get a Powerade.
All right.
On the way back, I was thirsty. I'd finished the one I had on the golf course about halfway, so I stopped in Chelsea, and I grabbed a Powerade. But as I was walking out, I was going to throw away the empty Powerade bottle.
Right.
And what I did was Powerade bottle in this hand,
Keys in
keys
the other.
in this hand,
Oh,
and I
my
threw my
gosh.
keys into the trash.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I just threw my keys into the
How
trash.
bad was that feeling? Right
was
away.
horrible.
Yeah. Right away. You knew it.
So I had to rummage through there, and you know what happens?
And by the way, if you would have thrown the Powerade, you would have missed the garbage can, probably.
Probably, but the keys right in the
Yeah.
middle. So you know how it is. You reach in,
Yep.
and you go to move one piece to look for the keys. Well, that just makes the keys fall even further
Yep.
down.
And now they're in the
And
bottom.
you move it again, and,
Yep.
and it gets all the way to the bottom. So now I'm having to pull trash out of the trash can to get to my keys. And anybody walking by is thinking, well, Dunaway's not doing well. He's rummaging through the trash.
Hey, love
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
is there anything we can do? Here's a 20.
Yeah.
Go fund me, please.
Somebody who really shouldn't be saying this as you're cash strapped. And again, apparently it's true.
Yeah. Not good.
Second
Not
down.
What film can be summed up with "nothing really happens"?
Lincoln. Lincoln probably
shot.
Not in that film. He doesn't.
Yeah,
No.
unfortunately, he was waiting for
No.
that.
Spoiler alert. That's the only reason I stayed to the end to watch him get killed, and they don't even show it in the movie. Lincoln, I'll save you the time. If you've never seen Lincoln, who directed that?
Steven Spielberg.
That would be Steven Spielberg.
Complete waste of time, Rockstar. Absolutely the worst movie I've ever watched. It is nothing but Daniel Day-Lewis walking around dressed up as Abraham Lincoln talking to people. A complete waste of time. It's like a 2.5 hour movie. Doesn't even get shot. Don't watch it.
How hot is Mary Todd, though?
Oh, she's crazy. But, I mean,
Does she talk to herself?
yeah. Rockstar, have you watched it?
I have. It's a huge dialogue film. It's not a great film, but I don't think it's the worst film ever.
Worst one I've ever seen.
See, I like good dialogue. I haven't seen it, though.
That's all it is. It's like, I mean, they just walk around talking to each other. I'm like, can we hurry up, kill the guy?
I didn't
so
watch,
they can get over?
I watched it just because Jesse Spanos was in it, but Showgirls. And really, the only thing that ever happened, she gets drug around a pool a little bit.
She does.
But
yeah.
outside of that, like
Bad movie.
I really don't know what happened.
Turns out she wasn't a great actress.
No,
Yeah.
not really.
Sadly, I've seen Showgirls and I haven't seen Lincoln.
Me too.
All right, listen.
Me too.
You picked the better one.
No, it was a bad movie.
No, Lincoln is awful. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a complete waste of 2.5 hours.
Rockstar, I mean, I watch a lot of bad movies, but I'm sorry, I have no answer on. I cannot think of one movie when nothing happens, but I'll go with Showgirls because I've seen it.
Third
Not a lot
down.
happens.
What would your reaction be if you found out that one of the Disrupt employees had a short softcore porn stint?
I mean, I would be
Wait,
surprised. I'd be surprised Dunaway did it on camera.
Wow.
I mean, it really would depend on who it is, but I can't see. What do we have now? 13? Are we at 13?
Yep.
Yeah, we are now, yes. I don't think we've announced 13
Yeah,
yet,
well,
but
13 announcement coming soon on it. We're at 12.
But I can't see any of the 12.
Yeah. I mean, Dunaway's the obvious choice, but I mean,
Strap for Cash back in the 80s.
Strap for Cash,
who,
yeah.
who didn't?
Speaking
Yeah.
of straps.
Camcorder at some point.
Oh, Strap for Cash Dunaway. That's right.
Yeah, I bet those were hot VHSs back in Alabaster, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. By the way,
Dunaway does
yeah.
what?
It was one night.
Dunaway does anything.
It was
everything.
one night in the mud puddle.
Fourth down.
What great
What was the question?
Oh, we got it. He's already on to fourth down. Rockstar was done with you.
what great movie had an absolutely awful sequel?
I was talking to the employee we're not supposed to mention.
Number 12?
Yeah, because he had a Jaws shirt on yesterday. And Jaws was one of the movies we talked about on Monday that people say they like, but they really don't like. But I think it's a masterpiece. Anyway, Jaws for the Revenge, because the employee we're not supposed to talk about, number 12, said he recently watched all 4. Jaws the Revenge is one of the worst films I've ever seen.
I didn't even know they did Jaws 2, 3, and 4.
Well, they did 3 was 3D.
Yep, I went and saw that in the theater in 3D.
I did too.
And as a kid, I was like, okay, this isn't bad. When I went back and watched it again, it was awful. But 4, the shark actually is out for revenge. It's called Jaws for the Revenge. So the shark is got like a vendetta. And comes to seek out Sheriff Brody's wife.
Not Sheriff Brody, but the wife.
And Michael Caine's in it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where he came up with the what was the line?
No, Michael Caine says when he was determining if he was going to accept the script, he would look at the first page and the last page, and if his character was on both pages, he said yes.
For me, from my age, Caddyshack was a great movie.
This is the right answer.
Coming for age movie. And when they did Caddyshack 2, I was all excited.
Never saw it.
And it was not good. Porky's 2 was also horrible.
Caddyshack 2, they couldn't get. Jackie Gleason was the main character. They couldn't get any of the original cast. And it was awful. I mean, when I tell you awful.
Jackie Gleason, really?
I'm almost certain.
Wow.
Am I right about that, Rockstar?
That's a big name,
Yeah,
though.
and Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd.
Was Chevy Chase in Caddyshack 2?
Yeah, Robert Stack was in it.
No, I don't think so
Bartender
either.
says no.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase.
Here, I'll pull it up.
I don't think anybody signed on for 2.
Chevy Chase was in
I never
Caddyshack
saw
2.
Fletch Lives. I love Fletch.
Oh, Fletch Lives.
Oh, I
is
like
good.
Fletch.
Yeah.
That's when he buys the mansion in Louisiana.
Okay.
Right?
I just did a Dunaway. First of all, Chevy Chase is in. Rockstar was correct. I'm looking at video right here. Jackie Mason, not Jackie Gleason.
That's what
Pretty big difference.
Yeah.
And that is 100% on me.
Because I would have gone Jackie Gleason was dead by the time Caddyshack 2 was made.
Could have been. Jackie Mason, Robert Stack, Diane Cannon, Randy Quaid.
Oh, wow.
Chevy Chase, I think, makes an appearance. Dan Aykroyd, awful movie, though.
Dan Aykroyd did too, though.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd was in.
So Rockstar was right.
Better than Lincoln, but definitely not a good movie.
Do you think you're the only person that's ever uttered Lincoln is worse than
Caddyshack 2? I mean, anybody that's watched Lincoln.
That is 4 Downs today, brought to you by our friends at Slice. The show also being brought to you today by our friends at Harbin's Outdoors. Tell us about them.
Yeah, a little tease. Dad reached out to Jeremy the other day.
Really?
Yep. They're gonna get some hardscaping done, and again,
thank God, finally. Every
time
time
I
we
see the
drop,
house.
You're like,
every time we
Don.
drop Taylor's.
Don, when are you gonna get that hardscaping done?
You need to change
Let's
the way your
clean-
backyard looks.
Let's clean this joint up.
But Harbin's Outdoors, they are an award-winning landscape company. They specialize in installing custom fiberglass pools, landscaping, hardscaping. Jeremy and his team, one-stop shop for all of your pool construction needs. Harbin's does it all, from the install to the lighting, final hardscapes around the pool, everything in between. Beautiful work. You can find them on Instagram. See it for yourself. At Harbins_Outdoors. That's at Harbins_Outdoors. You can call or text Jeremy directly, 205-300-0718. That's 205-300-0718. And make sure you tell him the next round sent you.
Rockstar Pumpkin Spice Latte back today at Starbucks.
Thank God.
They try to get it out before football season starts. You like it, you dislike it.
I don't drink anything. I don't drink coffee, but I love that the pumpkin spice is back. We're going to have some pumpkin spice candy corn. We'll have Cheerios. We'll have pumpkin spice banana bread. Flavored water. Everybody goes over the top for pumpkin
I guess
spice.
what I'm asking, do you like that flavor?
That
in
would be a
anything
negative.
that you
Yeah,
like?
I
No?
think you answered that.
I don't mind it, but it's just too much. I mean, like maybe if it
I'll
was
tell you
just
this. I was
available.
in the grocery store the other day. You know what's out? And it tells me that football season is really close. Halloween candy's already out.
Halloween
Yeah.
candy's out?
Yep.
Yeah, I went in Lowe's the other day to get something, and they already had all the Halloween decorations out.
I
which
love
is
Halloween.
crazy.
Rockstar, I know you're excited about this. The Sphere finally opens in Vegas coming up in September. 25 U2 shows will open the Sphere there.
I know I'm in the minority, but much like Brown thinks the Rolling Stones are overrated and the Beatles, I think U2 is overrated.
I don't mind you two. Rockstar, do you like them?
I do. I would love to see them live. I don't know. At this point in their career, I think their drummer has quit. Not quit, but he can't physically do it anymore. I think it's been the original 4 since like 1980. So it's incredible that they're still together. I would love to see them. I don't want to see them in this atmosphere, though. No.
Yeah,
What is crazy is that the projected cost of the Sphere.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Was going to be $1.2 billion when they finished it. And again, this is the thing that the dome lights up on the outside. It can be a blinking eye. It can be anything.
Contractor got his price wrong.
It turns out.
Yeah, imagine when Brown is telling old Reed about what we need next, and he gives him the price, and he misses by this much. Projected cost was $1.2 billion when they finished building it. It was $2.3 billion.
Yeah.
Missed it by $1.1 billion.
That's all.
So I was at Super Bowl 36.
Only double.
In New Orleans. It was a Super Bowl nobody wanted to go to. Rams were a 13-point favorite over the Patriots, Tom Brady. It was the post 9/11, the first Super Bowl.
Right.
Everybody was scared to death. I was there. U2 played halftime, and I was out in the portal buying natural light.
It is.
Like I didn't even want to even see him at halftime.
By many people considered the greatest Super Bowl halftime ever.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed it.
It was a very moving tribute to those that lost their life in 9/11.
Oh, okay.
Our friends at
least you
Redmont
got a beer.
Our friends at Redmont bringing us part of our coverage here from the Floribama all weekend long. I was hitting the Redmont last night.
Yep. Redmont vodka. Ask for it by name. Available in 22 states now. Locally owned and operated. Gluten-free, 8 times distilled. Available at your local package store, including Pink Package, Beverage Place. Pick up a bottle. Ask for it by name. It is Redmont vodka.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
You can win a Chevy Trail Boss pickup or your share of $25,000 in free play and cash at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Play the latest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can be a winner too. Come win your share during the Trail Boss and $25,000 giveaway at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Drawings August 25th and 26th. Located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
We've partnered with Who Is Coffee to create the Next Round blend. Available in light, medium, and dark roast. 100% Arabica beans. Specialty coffee roasted on demand. Available in whole bean or ground for drip pods. Espresso and coarse ground for French press. Go to nextround.store to get a link to pre-order today. Everyone that pre-orders will be entered to win a prize pack with coffees, shirts, hats, and tumblers. Nextround.store for the Next Round blend.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations. But we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items, and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, Brombergs.com. Harbin's Outdoors is an award-winning landscape company specializing in installing custom fiberglass pools, landscaping, and hardscaping. Jeremy and his team are a one-stop shop for your pool construction needs. Harbin's does it all, from the install to the final hardscapes around the pool and everything in between. It's beautiful work. You can find them on Instagram at Harbins_outdoors to see it for yourself, or call or text Jeremy directly, 205-300-0718. That's 205-300-0718. At Harbins, you and your home are the center of all that they do. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call GutterCapBirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and our entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Hey, a Floribama legend is with us. Big Earl putting his headsets on. Part of the show being brought to you by our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. While he settles in, I don't know how big Earl's roof is, but if you have a roof problem, you'll always want to call our man Greg from Pell City. He gives you a free no-cost roof inspection. He'll replace your roof. He'll fix storm damage and all that. But usually when you buy a new house, you get that roof inspected. Greg will jump up there, check that roof out, and sometimes he'll give you that good news like, man, that roof's going to last you another 10 years. You're fine. 205-542-3531. 205-542-3531, or just look him up on Facebook, Greg from Pell City. It is Storm Restoration Roofing, A+ rated with a Better Business Bureau. This is Big Earl over here.
If you've ever been to Floribama, you know who this guy is. He's been performing here for 30 years. Is that right?
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Right at it. Yeah.
So we were talking the other day about dating apps. And what does it produce now annually?
$4.2 billion a year.
So we've never been on a dating app. But Dunaway's grandmother was a welder and she dipped. So if that was like, if you saw that as like part of her bio,
yeah,
I mean, that's a woman, right?
Does she have a boat?
Yeah, she did have teeth.
Well, that's a plus. There's a plus, baby.
We tried to come see you last night. You were off property at a smaller venue, and that was we drove all the way down. And for 2 hours, we were like, we'd put it into the little Waze that we were coming straight to your place. And hell, Steve says, who knows everybody, he's like, I can't get in the door. The place is packed. But you play with your brother. Is it a different show when it's your brother?
Well, yeah, I actually did a clean show, which is
wow.
Yeah,
is it his fault?
Stress for you.
Yeah. Well, it's a restaurant type thing, and it's open air, so sound travels,
Right.
And so I thought, let's just play their little duo and do some old country music just for a couple hours, someplace to go, and it's packed out. But I didn't drop the F-bomb one time. It was a beautiful thing. I thought I was back in Branson, Missouri.
Well, what I would do, I would suggest Fridays and Saturdays, come see Big Earl here because it's uncensored, unfiltered. The last thing I remember was a girl in a wheelchair. You were talking about you wanted to hunt that down, and she got all offended, and you're like, you can't run away from me.
I'm like, you can't outrun me.
See, you think she got offended? I thought she rolled toward him.
No. I think everybody was in shock that had never seen Big Earl before.
Yeah, it's pretty. You're talking about the roofing, your roofing company.
Yeah, my roofing guy, Greg from Pell City. Yeah,
big sponsor.
Well, I need to get his number because when down here on the coast, everybody needs a roof when a hurricane comes in. But we had the hailstorm come in a couple of years ago. Messed up my metal roof of my 5-year-old house, and I got a roofer, but he only had one leg.
Yeah. Oh wow,
are you kidding?
And he roofs with one leg. Did a great job.
Like he can scale that ladder with one leg
and hop around on one leg. No prosthetic, nothing. I mean,
he's just got one leg.
Yeah, and then he come back the next day and he had another one because he had a prosthetic that day. But I thought I was going to get half off.
So he didn't wear
but he was good.
He didn't wear the prosthetic on the roof.
Yes, he'd take it off sometimes. I guess just showing out. You know how they do.
Yeah.
Like a roof.
So when you were commuting like Pensacola and back, you would write your songs. We were talking about this before.
Mm-hmm.
And we were actually talking about you at dinner last night. We were with Steve Powers, and he was talking about the left lane song. What is the song if you're in the left lane and driving too slow?
Oh, yeah. Get out of the left lane, you stupid son of a bitch.
Yeah. But that is like.
Is that the official title?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, that thing, it goes viral with a lot of memes and stuff, and you get residuals out there, right?
Yeah. It's got, I think, maybe close to 6,000 videos on TikTok using my song. And you see them on the interstate behind a car or truck, and you hear my song playing. Or now people are dressing up in costumes and doing it with a song. And I don't know. I'm making hundreds of dollars a year. That's all.
But hey, I would keep writing little songs that would just be 15-second hits on TikTok because that's where the money is, man. That's where the money is.
Hey, when I had my record deal in Nashville in the 90s, I'm making more money now. But singing about banging farm animals and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still not making any money much, but it's more than I made in Nashville. I didn't make a damn dime there.
Have you been to Nashville lately?
Oh yeah, I was there last year.
I can't recognize it.
Yeah, it's crazy. You go to every bar now, and you got a drummer with his ass in a window.
Yep, that is true.
And as soon as you walk in, you want to tip the band.
Yeah,
I didn't hurt you, dude. Yet. I mean, good. It's crazy. I play up there once a year. I'm going back up there to play in October. So I play there once a year and just have a ball.
Where do you play up there?
I play at Tracy Lawrence's house.
Oh, and so it's a private show?
Yeah.
Oh.
For his wife's birthday, it's be the 4th year we've done it. I've lost all respect for the guy.
I'm telling you, and I know we said this before because Bruce Ayers, who runs Comedy Club Stardome,
Yeah.
first time I saw you was last August with Bruce. And he said that he had you in and come do a couple of shows at Comedy Club Stardome. And we were talking about doing some kind of private event with you. And I think it would be incredible.
Yeah, I love you. Let me tell you about Stardome. Here's what I'm more proud about.
You won't do weddings, though, right?
I ain't doing no damn wedding. No. I'm not playing electric slide. No, hell no. No, I ain't doing. Why are you trying to bring me down?
25 grand?
No, I wouldn't do it.
50.
Yeah, so I love weddings. I hope they last forever.
Tell us about gutter cap as we talk with Big Earl a little bit more.
Cap it, don't snap it. Last thing you want to do is get on the roof. You slip, you fall, you snap the neck and die. You're no good to the wife or kids. Call Chris Stewart. Get that absolutely free estimate today. 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. Guttercapbirmingham.com.
Back to your one-legged roofer, though.
Oh, yeah.
When he doesn't have the prosthetic on, short side this way, leg this way, it sort of works to your roof.
Oh, there you go.
He's a professional. He's a professional.
But he had his wife with him and another guy, and all they did was just scream and cuss at each other all day. I just get a beer, sit out in the yard, walk, have a good time. I mean, I got a good deal, but they were good. They were good. But you talking about Bruce Ayers at Comedy?
Oh, yeah. We interrupted you.
No, what I'm more proud of there is that he told me, said, Earl, he said, I've had every big act here you can think of. And he said, you broke the all-time sales record per person for alcohol.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow, yeah.
Now.
That's monumental.
He said by a long shot. Now, of course, I didn't sell it out. But per person, I'm going, do they got to get that drunk to listen to me? But that's my claim to fame.
Yeah,
that's my claim to fame if you talk to Bruce again.
I mean, they've had Chris Rock has been there. Kevin Hart. I'm trying to think of something. I mean, he has had big time acts come through there. I mean, he's one of the original comedy club owners in the United States.
He's great. The reason why he sold so much is that we're going to do it this way. I'm going to play 45 minutes and take a 30-minute break and then come back and play some more. And that way people can go get alcohol and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's,
Do you do the same show there that you do here?
Mostly I do. I mean, I do a few different things.
You bring somebody on stage like the wheel, the titty wheel?
I brought the titty wheel the second time because I took the whole band the second time.
Oh, yeah. So good the first time? Yeah.
Yeah, first time is by myself, and we did good. And had a ball and I bring a few people on stage, spun the wheel, saw a little action there. It was a pretty good night.
Yep. Truthfully, when we were driving to see you last night, I was thinking to myself, we were driving about 88 or 90 because I thought you'd have the titty wheel with you. And then Steve says it was your brother. So I slowed it down to 75. I was not in a rush to get there anymore.
Yeah. Well, I got a guy making me a new titty wheel stand where it's more travel, it's more easily travel with it.
Yeah.
The one he made, he owns some kind of big plant up north and you got an engineer to design me a titty wheel stand. And you could set a damn tank on it. It's so heavy. So
Somebody said that thing's weighted.
No, that's a lie.
Okay. I
want to clear that. I want to clear that crap up right now. That's a
nip it in the bud.
Yeah. I got papers.
It's just consistent.
I got papers from the Montgomery, Alabama Titty Wheel Calibration Association Weights and Measures Committee. And at least that's what I have printed out.
So we do have people that are coming tomorrow. What time will the shows be? Is it tomorrow and Saturday?
Yeah.
And what time? 5:30. Okay, 5:30.
Well, Paul Rich,
5:30 for you?
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
I always do 5:30. Man, I'm home in bed, showered, watching Law and Order by 10 o'clock. I'm old as hell.
But it's the most crowded the brawl room will be.
Paul was trying to get me on stage last night. I said, no, I'm only my first on stage at Floribama is going to be with Big Earl. And then he was printing the lyrics about me screwing a dolphin.
Yeah.
What song is that one?
Yeah, it's called Banging a Dolphin.
Deep lyrics, right?
I thought I live here on the coast. And
what was the inspiration for this?
Well, because I just live on the coast and I was in a pontoon one day and I saw these dolphins jumping. I thought, I don't believe I have a song about banging a dolphin. And so I wrote one, and and it's politically correct too, because I don't just bang the dolphin, I ask the dolphin if it's okay.
Right.
Because in this day and age,
That's right.
you don't want them coming down on you.
Want a dolphin to cancel you.
It's like, hey there, dolphin, how do you do? I ain't gonna bang you if it ain't all right with you. So tell me what comes next if you're horny as me. A, B, C, D.
You are legitimately an HR director for a company, right?
Well, I used to.
And what was your philosophy on HR?
Well, here's the deal. When I worked a little bit in HR here, helping out, I would get some emails that weren't too flattering for me, and so I would answer my own emails. He's really a great guy. Yeah, we'll discipline him, blah, blah, blah.
Our friends at Hemphill brings you our trip to the Floribama every year, heating and cooling, plumbing and everything. Hemphill does it right. They do it right the first time.
Yeah, right now they're offering 0% for 60 months for qualified customers, plus free 10-year labor warranty. When you mention the next round, call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys at Hemphill Services. Make sure that HVAC unit ready to keep up with this changing weather. Triple digits tomorrow or Saturday in Birmingham. Make sure you call these guys. Hard to stop a train, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Top of the hour now. Don't forget, Guaranteed Friday. Send in your bold predictions. Jim at Next Round Live. Jim at Next Round Live are getting ready to post in the chat room on all our video platforms, or on Twitter at Next Round Live, or at Disrupt the media there for all our platforms as we move forward. Live from the Floribama, this is the Next Round.
Follow Rockstar on Twitter at RockstarBHM.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali. The extra hours of sunshine are back on the clock, and that means it's time for golf at Timberline, a short drive from Birmingham or Montgomery. Go to timberlinegc.com, timberlinegc.com to book your tee times, schedule a lesson, or just drop by and use the TrackMan technology on the driving range. The course is always fun, in great shape, and you can even become a member. Get all the details at timberlinegc.com. It's time to get your golf on with our friends at Timberline.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick, the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations. But we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items, and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, Brombergs.com.
Jim Dunaway. Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
One more hour to go here. Live today from the Floribama. That includes Nick Saban coming up at 11:45. A little bit later on today, Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, the whole crew back there in Birmingham, back in the Disrupt the Media studios. We appreciate everything they're doing back there. I assume they've got a pizza party with no hot mamas today from our friends at Slice as they enjoy the pizza back there today. Show being brought to you this hour by our friends at Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. If you're going to that IMG and Thompson game coming up next Thursday night, August 31st, swing by Champy's and pick up either dine-in Southern Fried Chicken, Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, or get it to go to the stadium. Same way all football season, perfect for tailgating or watching at home is Champy's Chicken. Sterling and the crew down there, champyschicken.com, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales are absolutely fantastic. Saban later on, but college football until we get there. The ACC looks like they are considering expansion again.
I saw this.
They're back in.
I don't get this, by the way.
On Cal, Stanford, and SMU. Well, part of the reason why is that the presidents got together and they're like, well, if SMU is not going to take any money, media rights, for 7 years, and Cal and Stanford both agreed to this tremendously reduced media rights, where basically them together
but what are you getting
out less than
any of those?
You get a renegotiation of the TV contract, which is, I think, what a lot of the schools, it's at play for them here, is this is a highly restrictive contract that they're under right now. 13 more years.
But the way I understand the clause is for every team you add, it adds one unit, whatever each school is getting paid, like say $30 million. For every school you add, it's $30 more million. So in this case, it'd be $90 more million, and SMU is not going to take any. And
because I was just going to say,
reduced rate.
Like if I'm ESPN, for example, and I'm paying for the rights to the ACC, those three schools do nothing for me. And like on the surface, you could be like, you got the Bay Area, you've got Dallas, but those fan bases are so small.
What's crazy, Brown, is the North Carolina soccer coach. He was the honest opinion. You know, sometimes if you're not a high profile coach, you can give an honest opinion and you don't think it's going to make national headlines. He was like, I don't understand why I understand why our commissioner wants it.
Right.
Because he gets paid. If we make a certain amount of money, then he gets a bump in his salary. But for those of us that have to make this work, my soccer team, women's soccer team, one of the best women's soccer programs in the country is Stanford. I recruit directly against Stanford. He goes, personally, I hope Cal and Stanford, they're in a bad situation. We're going to be helping them out if they join the ACC. I hope they die on the vine. He used the phrase, die on the vine. He goes, and if Stanford dies on the vine, there's a good chance I get those 5-star recruits to play at North Carolina. So I don't want to help them survive.
Why
they're one of my biggest rivals.
And then the soccer coach doubled back with a statement basically saying, I forgot I was the soccer coach.
Right.
And wasn't supposed to be talking about stuff like this publicly.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. Didn't think any of you would pick up on the fact that I hope Cal and Stanford dies on the vine. But there are other people in the ACC that are saying, why in the world are we going to save Cal and Stanford?
Yeah.
Why are we going to travel so much? But you know who's pushing it is Notre Dame.
Well, look,
that's a precarious relationship between Notre Dame and the ACC.
But if you can make $90 million, I mean, back to the stadium naming rights yesterday, where we talked about, look, when you can make the money, grab it. But again, those brands do nothing for that conference.
I don't think it helps it at all either, Brown. I don't know.
No, I mean,
I can't think of a sport. I can't think of one sport that gets better.
Probably Olympics.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Stanford's incredible at the Olympics.
But stuff nobody watches on TV.
But, I mean, we'll just go. Football, no.
No.
Basketball, not anymore.
Nope.
Okay.
Maybe a day.
Baseball, Stanford a little.
Yeah. There's been a day,
But you can't tell me it's any better than Florida State, Miami, North Carolina, what you get already in the ACC.
Here's what I can guarantee you. Those three teams will never win a football conference championship in the ACC.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, SMU is the interesting one to me because they're basically saying we got so much money, we don't need your money.
Yeah,
we just want your future money.
SMU is the only one I would consider.
Yeah, but I mean, such a small fan base. You know what their enrollment is? I looked this up today when I was reading this story.
5,300.
It's bigger than that. It's 12,000.
12,000.
But it's still a small university.
Yeah, but it's loaded.
Oh, loaded. Yeah, ain't no
Like
doubt.
Ohio State's what, 60,000?
65.
Yeah. And Alabama and Auburn are now in the 40s, maybe.
I think Alabama's 35. I don't know what Auburn is.
Yeah. So I mean,
but Alabama was 16 when I was there.
Yeah. I mean, but
12 is not big.
Yeah, like Montevallo, I think is 6,000. So
Probably.
it's like double my little school.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but as Brown said, I mean, it is like anybody that I've ever known that has gone to SMU is like a trust fund kid.
Right. They've got commas.
Yeah.
Commas.
They do.
in their- in their
It's
checking
wealth.
account.
It's not being rich. It's wealthy.
Yeah, that's interesting. We'll see what the ACC ends up doing. Part of the show today being brought to you by Bromberg's, our friends at Bromberg's. If you're looking to pop the question this football season, it's okay to ask during football season. Just don't get married during football season. Save that for another time of year. But they've got the ring and anything else with our friends at Bromberg's.
Yeah, make sure you get in and see our friends at Bromberg's, family owned and operated. These guys have been doing it for a long, long time. It's Alabama's oldest business, believe it or not, since 1836. They've established that solid reputation as a fine purveyor of quality diamonds as well as jewelry, timepieces, and gifts. You can go see our friends at Bromberg's, 2 great locations, Mount Brook and the Summit. You can also shop online today. Go to brombergs.com.
All right. Rockstar viewing menu today brought to you by New Life Art. LT will tell us about New Life in a second. What are you watching tonight, man? What's good?
What's good? 9 p.m. on ABC tonight, you got a special, Miley Cyrus, Endless Summer Vacation. Miley Cyrus performs songs from her 8th studio album, Endless Summer Vacation, threaded together with exclusive and intimate interviews. Miley offers insight into her work and the person she is today.
Yeah.
I
like insight.
I like her, though. I mean, she's like really outspoken. She seems like she would be a fun girl to hang out with.
I was about to say, Rockstar, I don't know how you feel about her musically.
She's got a great voice.
I think she's more talented than she gets credit for.
She got a really good voice. I actually like that Flowers song.
It's good. It's a great tune.
Yeah, so I mad respect for her to come out to be a preteen star and everything, and to maintain a career all the way now to be respected and having Dolly Parton as your godmother helps too.
But they boxed her in on this Hannah Montana thing.
Yeah.
And we know that Disney steals money from these child stars.
But you know, she's only the second artist to ever have a top 40 hit with 3 different monikers: Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, and Ashley O.
I hate to defend big business, but she's not where she is without being Hannah Montana. Come on now. I mean, I know you said Disney stole money, but she also owes her career to Disney.
Okay, now back to the Caleb Williams, though. You're saying that Caleb Williams, EA Sports should give Caleb Williams his fair share.
Oh, I'm saying they're only giving it to him because they're trying to maximize profits.
Yeah. So, I mean, should Disney not give Miley Cyrus or any of the stars that really explode their fair share off of their work at that point?
They were completely unknown.
Yeah.
When Disney, they're every dollar Miley Cyrus has made since that is because she was on that Disney show. She's nobody without.
I would agree, but you know, I don't
think she would have been successful if
Nope.
she had never been on the Disney show.
Not one bit.
With her talent, she wouldn't have been
Nope.
discovered. Would Carrie Underwood not have been Carrie Underwood? Eventually, if it wasn't for American Idol?
No, she'd be.
Dude,
You're telling me you don't think Carrie Underwood is talented
is
herself?
180 pounds in a trailer right now.
Carrie Underwood is phenomenally talented, but without American Idol, she's slinging hash in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Now, I think Miley Cyrus had
Kelly
a shot.
Clarkson. You don't think Kelly Clarkson
No.
would have been a hit without
Zero
American Idol?
chance.
Nope.
No,
Zero chance.
They're uber talented.
How are they going to get discovered?
Dunaway,
You know how many-
there's a super.
They were that good. They would get discovered.
No, there's a super
It's-
talented guy in like
yeah.
probably Boise, Idaho, that's in the middle of nowhere. That's a guitar virtuoso that will never get discovered because he doesn't know anybody.
That's
But
right.
Dude, I mean, the
It
people
happens
that
all the
perform
time.
with you at Black Jacket are phenomenal
Yeah.
musicians. All of these guys could be on labels.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to make it. Back to Miley Cyrus, though, because of her father, she might have had an in. That's all I would say.
Maybe.
But I don't even, like, I never associate her with Hannah Montana. And maybe that was because that was Harper's
That's
kind of
right.
age group.
Oh, absolutely. She loved it.
Yeah, see, that was already passed when Jack started watching Disney.
What you got? What else, Rockstar?
Finally, 6 p.m. on TMC Extra, we got a doubleheader for Tom Hanks. Anybody want to guess what the doubleheader is? The winner gets whatever is not in my wallet.
I will go Joe versus the Volcano and Money Pit.
Oh, those are really good.
Where's it on Rockstar?
TMC Extra.
TMC Extra.
Oh, well, if it's TMC Extra, it's probably Castaway and Forrest Gump.
I'm going to say it is Big And I'll go with one of yours. I'll go Big and Joe the Volcano.
Road to Perdition and Apollo 13.
Yeah, TMC is not putting Joe versus Volcano on.
Brown was the closest. It's Road to Perdition and Bridge of Spies.
At least I had one.
Yeah.
Road to Perdition is probably my favorite Tom Hanks film.
I like Bridge of Spies. I thought
Mark
thought
was okay.
Mark
Yeah, he
Rylance
was great.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Rockstar's watching tonight, brought to you by our friends at New Life Art.
Yeah, artist Daniel Moore has announced that Masterwork in Oils Legacy continues, a sequel to Moore's 1992 sold-out painting. The Crimson Legacy features iconic moments and memorabilia from the last 30 seasons of Tide football. Don't miss your opportunity to own this lasting tribute, sure to be cherished by Bama fans for years to come. You can order right now, DanielMooreArt.com. That's DanielMooreArt.com.
Two more quick segments before we get to Nick Saban at 11:45, all right here on the next round, live from the Floribama. Stay with us.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
It's NBA time, Birmingham, as we hoop it up with the New Orleans Pelicans and Houston Rockets, October 12th at Legacy Arena. Single game tickets are now available. Visit BirminghamSquadron.com or call 205-719-0850 for more information or to buy tickets. And the game is packed with former local players like Herb Jones and Kyra Lewis Jr. and Jabari Smith, and other superstars like Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. You can also become a Squadron season ticket holder to get complimentary tickets to this huge event right here in the Magic City. The Pelicans preseason game in Birmingham sold out last year, so get your tickets as soon as possible. Do that online at BirminghamSquadron.com or by calling 205-719-0850. October 12th, it's the Pelicans and Rockets at Legacy Arena right here in Birmingham. BirminghamSquadron.com.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast like Bama and Bourbon, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family, all at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
There are so many things I love about walk-ons. Authentic, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine prepared fresh daily from scratch. A great beer selection and TVs everywhere to watch the big game every day of the week. And of course, they've got two great locations on Highway 280 and 119 and at Hoover near the Hoover Met. Walk-ons is also a great place for happy hour, 2 to 6 Monday through Friday with $5 moonshine swirls, $5 house pours, and half-price appetizers. And it's an easy take-home experience for the family as well. Highway 280 and Hoover with walk-ons.
You have all heard of Red Wing Shoes, but what is Red Wing Shoes? It's the place where men buy boots, plain and simple. Who are Red Wing's customers? They are construction workers, warehouse employees, college students, the guy that fixes your AC, the guy at the end of the bar, the IT guy. Red Wing is a father, Red Wing is a son, Red Wing is a cult following shared by all men. A classic, comfortable pair of cool boots with a story to tell. What's your Red Wing story? Red Wing Shoe Stores, located in Pelham and Trussville.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com. Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com. That's nextroundlive.com.
Back with you on the next round. Show being brought to you in part by our friends at Simpio. The first thing we did when we started this company was get a little Simpio.
Yeah, Blake Patterson, the guys at Simpio, one of the fastest growing companies in the Southeast. Again, when your company joins Simpio, you gain access to healthcare and employer benefits at prices only large organization get. Simpio takes care of all the BS. Every single office, when a business joins Simpio, they take care of the 4 pillars: compliance, HR, payroll, benefits. Call the guys today, 205-635-7467 or Simpio.com.
Two negatives, one for Alabama, one for Auburn here in this segment. Let's go Fox College Football. This graphic here on returning starters for next year. Alabama is way down in the Southeastern Conference when it comes to numbers of returning starters. Does that bother you guys anymore?
No, I never look at it for Alabama. Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, they always restock. It's not a problem.
Texas A&M, Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Vandy all return 14 or more starters. A&M's got 19 starters back.
Yeah.
A&M can win the West, by the way.
Man, this turn on A&M. All it took was Bobby P getting in there, huh?
Georgia, 13 starters back. Auburn's got 13 starters back on the team.
Well, what I was going to say about this is it's really even hard to gauge that now because of
the transfer portal. Yeah, where did they actually start last year?
Yeah, I mean, like USC, the flip last year and they win 11 games, go from 4-8 to winning 11 games, and the same with TCU.
I think Dunaway, I am probably, when it comes to returning starters, most concerned about offensive line. Like, if you tell me you bring back now, first of all, it depends on how good the offensive line was last year.
But Alabama's pretty good in that department.
Yeah, I mean, if you bring back, I don't even know,
100 career starts.
Yeah, 100 career starts. I was going to 80 to 100 on a good offensive line. I believe that. But now you tell me Missouri brings back 16 starters. Well, what the crap does that mean?
Yeah.
There's still guys that are playing at Missouri. How good are they?
Yeah, Alabama and Florida only has one team behind them. That has fewer. 9 for Alabama returning starters. Now for Auburn, Mark Schlabach, ESPN. Whether you like him or not, he's been doing it a long time. And everybody makes the projections this time of year. We'll do ours tomorrow at some point. We'll throw out who we think maybe it's early next week, because this week will not impact the conference races at all. But we'll pick conference champions too. Schlabach has Auburn going 5-7. Something Brian Matthews is let's revisit this later on. Brian Matthews, who covers Auburn, says in a tweet, let's revisit this later in the year. But Schlabach projects 5-7 for Auburn, 1-7 in the SEC in Hugh Freeze's first year.
1-7. He's got them beating Vanderbilt.
I would assume that would be the one.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't.
And then losing to everyone else on their schedule.
Yeah, I would be stunned if Auburn goes 1-7 in conference. Stunned.
I agree with you. And here's what I would say about Hugh Freeze. Find me those losing seasons under Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, where does he go 1-7 in conference?
Well, the guy doesn't lose. He's had one losing season, and it was because of vacation of wins.
I really loved the way Peyton Thorne yesterday, when he was being interviewed down at the Auburn media availability, he says, I do not want to think about the past or talk about the past at Michigan State. And basically, he would not revisit or say anything negative about Michigan State.
And I appreciate that. I think, there's no reason to, really, right? I mean, he started 2 years. They had a really successful year. I don't know why he would dog out Michigan State.
No, but I would just take the positive. I would just be like, hey, look, I had a great experience.
That's right. I'm here to talk about the future.
I grew as a quarterback, but I've moved on. I'm an Auburn Tiger now, and, that's what we're going to talk about.
Trash is in the next segment from the Floribama. One thing before LT tells us about Dr. B, Joey Gatewood.
Oh, my gosh. Is he still playing?
Is playing one more year.
Are you serious?
He's been a quarterback at Auburn. He's been a quarterback at Kentucky. He's been a quarterback at UCF.
Okay, we're using that term lightly.
Yeah,
right?
quote-unquote quarterback.
He's at Louisville, where he is a tight end, finally.
He was the genesis of the Matt Jones, Lance Taylor dust-up, which was when we were still working in radio.
Yeah,
that's how long that's been.
And I forgot. We went back, and I thought it was a legitimate question. It was
a legitimate question. Well, it's because how bad he looks against Alabama. It's like, judge him against Alabama. Yeah. But I think you were right in the long run.
Well, I mean, look,
he's such a good quarterback. He's a tight end.
He's a tight end.
As a 40-year-old man, he's a tight end.
I can't believe the guy's got eligibility.
It's crazy.
Dr. B has LT's hair eligible again to be good looking.
Nice.
Dr. B offering Census Transdermal Infuser. This enables Dr. B to get various medicines and therapies into the scalp where the hair follicles are without using any injections. This is revolutionary, as Dr. B can pinpoint delivery of a patient's genetically specific products without any needles. Again, when I first started to thin out a couple of years ago, when we started this venture, I asked around. Dr. Beckenstein is the name everyone mentioned. T3hair.net. That's T3hair.net, or call 205-319-0316.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
Are you faced with unexpected medical expenses? You want to update your backyard? Or you just want that dream vacation? Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. Legacy Credit Union can help with lifestyle loans. Legacy lifestyle loans do not require collateral and they have affordable low rates. See more about Legacy Lifestyle Loans online at legacycreditunion.com or simply stop by one of the 9 branches in the greater Birmingham area. Legacy, the official credit union of UAB.
If you're looking for a fun golf atmosphere that is laid back with a peaceful environment, the Meadows Golf Course in Harpersville, right off of Highway 280, is perfect for you. Just a short drive from Birmingham, this 18-hole, 200-acre track with rolling fairways and ample greens is the definition of peacefulness of the country just miles from the city. Enjoy a great lunch before your round and a cocktail on the wraparound porch after 18. Come see us today. The Meadows Golf Course in Harpersville, right off of Highway 280.
We've partnered with Who Is Coffee to create the Next Round blend. Available in light, medium, and dark roast. 100% Arabica beans. Specialty coffee roasted on demand. Available in whole bean or ground for drip pods. Espresso and coarse ground for French press. Go to nextround.store to get a link to pre-order today. Everyone that pre-orders will be entered to win a prize pack with coffees, shirts, hats, and tumblers. Nextround.store for the Next Round blend.
When the weather gets warm in the Deep South, there's nothing better than spending your days outside. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. When you're outside, there are a couple of things you want to be certain about. Number 1, your yard looks the best it can. And number 2, you're not always swatting away those mosquitoes. My friends at Wayne's take care of both those things for me. And Wayne's is celebrating their 50th year. So right now, get $50 off your pest, your termite, your lawn, and your mosquito services. Visit callwaynes.com or call 866-WAYNES-1. DryTech Water Restoration is a locally owned company that specializes in mold remediation, fire and water damage cleanup, and SteraMist services. DryTech's goal is to provide clients with expert guidance when dealing with any home disaster. DryTech's highly trained specialists are available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They will work closely with you and your insurance company to make sure the process is stress-free as possible. Call DryTech today, 205-637-0143. The moment you discover damage to your home, DryTech's team will handle the rest.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails. And don't forget about that 29-degree man-sized drafts. It's Twin Peaks at the Patton Creek Shopping Centers.
Back at the Floribama Trash in just a second, part of the show. If you want to get out and tailgate this year or see America in 2024, our friends at Johnson RV can make that happen. Great family business.
I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. Cherokee is the number 1 selling brand in the country. What do you imagine the number 1 selling brand in Alabama is? You think it's probably Cherokee?
Cherokee.
Who do you think's the number 1 selling dealer?
It's going to be our friends at Johnston RV Center.
Dunaway, you've nailed this. Johnston RV Center has got the Cherokee Gray Wolf, the Alpha Wolf, the fifth wheels like the Cherokee Arctic Wolf, toy haulers like the Wolf Pack. Cherokee offers something for everybody, and payments starting at just $199 a month. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. Always online, johnstonrvcenter.com.
Later this year, Shane Beamer, I'll give Shane a negative and a positive here in this segment before trash. South Carolina and Beamer announced that the guy who created and performed Sandstorm will be at a game later this year. I think it's the Kentucky game maybe for them.
All right.
It's a one-word, what's the name of the dude?
And he's doing a live performance.
Of Sandstorm?
Of Sandstorm.
It's like
Are
there words?
It's a miserable song, and Beamer reads a card that says, and by the way, he's got a couple of more hits. You may be familiar with this and this. Well, I'm not.
Well,
it starts with a D, right?
Darude? Rockstar, do you know how to say it?
Darude, I thought.
I said it's Darude or Durand or something like that.
Are there words to this song, Rockstar?
No, it's just an instrumental.
Yeah.
Okay. He's finished, by the way. A finished DJ.
Yeah, he is finished. South Carolina hopes to be better than they were last year, but they had great wins at the end. On the positive, though, hats off to Shane Beamer. They played North Carolina a week from this Saturday in a huge game in week 1, rivalry game back in the day, the border war. North Carolina wide receiver Tez Walker, who came from Kent State, still waiting 9 days away for his eligibility to be cleared by the NCAA. So far, that has not happened. Shane Beamer says, I think it would be a crime that this guy would not be eligible to play in this game. I don't know what the holdup is. Shane Beamer pushing for a big stud receiver of North Carolina to be eligible for that opening game against his South Carolina.
They're
Gamecocks.
2.5-point dogs in that one, by the way.
Should be a fun one. Trash is always fun. Live from the Floribama, brought to you by Mortgage Right. Hit it, Rockstar.
57. And to another woman who likes to be double-fisted in a different way, I think, Jess.
She means beer. Don't put me on YouTube. My God.
LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
Hey, buying a home, major milestone in life. Getting it right comes down to the right advice at the right time. That's why we're proud to partner with our friends at Mortgage Right, who do mortgages the right way. Locally owned and operated, Mortgage Right. Standing by to help you today. Visit their locations, Highway 280 in Birmingham, Parkway Drive in Leeds. You can apply at mortgageright.com/TNR. Call 205-815-9200, MLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender. I won't get too deep into this, but the south of France is where a lot of rich people live.
Okay.
And a lot of rich people go on vacation.
Yep.
There are restaurants that are reportedly requiring more than $5,000 minimum spend per table.
Are you kidding
and
me?
They are refusing reservations for returning diners who didn't spend enough at their last visit.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. This was 2013 when we did the table service at the bar in California, where that big
the bungalow.
The bungalow.
We were right next to Cuba Gooding Jr.
What was our minimum that night?
Oh, it wasn't than 5,000.
But this is like that, right?
No, but like at Pushing Daisies, our minimum, I think those tables are 2,000.
Yeah, so that's what this is like, right? You come in, and no matter what you order.
Yeah, but this is a restaurant. Like at a bar.
That's alcohol.
Yeah, you got 10 guys, and you get 2 bottles, and everybody splits it up.
But this is going to count wine and all that, right? So no matter what you order, you're paying at least $5,000.
Yeah.
Do I get dessert?
You better get dessert.
Yeah,
it's a minimum $5,000 spend, or you can't get a table.
So at this end, at the end of the night, it's like, I tell you what, go ahead and throw me a ribeye and sides and 2 cheesecakes and another bottle of wine and cork it for me.
I'll give you an example. We had a cabana for Young Reed's bachelor party in Vegas, and we were at a place called Bear at the Mirage.
Yeah.
Is that bear like the animal or bear like the nudity?
Bear like a European pool.
Yeah, nudity.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chef.
And so we had a minimum in the cabana we were in, and it got to the end of the day, and I'll never forget, Bianca was our server.
Right.
And Bianca was like, hey, you've got like $600 you got to spend. And I was like, let's roll out the 1942 tequila.
How long did that take?
Not long, like 1 round.
Yeah,
but we had to knock it out, and so it's just one of those things you got to do. But I don't understand 5,000.
Yeah, 5,000 seems steep.
Yeah.
Well, what's the entree though? Is it 1,000 a plate?
Probably. I mean, again, it's south of France. 5 women intentionally clogged a toilet inside of a Florida chicken wing restaurant over the weekend, igniting a brawl between the group and employees, according to police.
I saw this in Bridesmaid.
Now, the incident began at 9 p.m. on Saturday at Papa B's outside of Orlando. Supervisor told authorities the women stuffed a restroom toilet with wads of toilet paper. The women were blamed because they were the only customers inside of the restaurant. An employee cleaned the bathroom. However, one of the women went inside the bathroom afterwards, and the toilet was stuffed again with toilet paper. I don't blame them for getting pissed off.
I don't either. There's
nothing worse than plunging a toilet.
Another thing where I read the headline, didn't read the story. I assumed they clogged it on the natural way. It wasn't just toilet tissue. It's a very different story if that's the case.
No, this was.
I thought it was Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
no, this was purposely.
Yeah, they were doing this on purpose.
Just trying to flood the bathroom.
Yeah.
Anyway, employee rushed to help the supervisor after they started getting in a fight. One of the women slapped her, began to throw chairs. Fight eventually broken up by other store employees. As the women fled, they allegedly knocked over chairs, threw salt and pepper shakers at each other.
That'll get you.
And that's when they were detained by responding police officers. Rocky, you got video on that?
I don't have video. I just have a picture of their beautiful mug shots. But no video.
Yeah? Okay, as a kid, I wasn't the best Lego builder.
Is that my buddy Painter over there?
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
Got here
20 minutes?
at 9 a.m.
Yeah. How did you not see you?
Well, I just looked on that side of the room and saw him over there. Old
Yeah.
college friend here.
Yeah.
You remember me talking about Shep Shady?
I do.
And his sister Shelton?
Yep.
He married Shelton.
Oh, okay. Congratulations.
Oh, wow. He's got a little rickets in him. Doc
Wow.
on jogs.
He's
I mean,
more,
a
he's more
little bit.
athletic. than
Oh,
Doc
no,
on
no.
Jones.
I see
Yeah,
that. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying, maybe it's a smile.
Yeah.
I never understood the Lego craze, though. You guys?
Nope. Never
Like
liked him.
Lego, the toy.
Yeah, like the thing you step on and you're like, holy hell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I
that
know.
kills.
Yeah, kids like them.
Well, they have built a Bugatti Chiron. I guess that's how you say it, Rocky. I'm not a
Chiron.
big car guy.
Out of Legos?
Yeah, Bugatti known for assembling super fast, expensive cars by hand, but Lego has apparently put this thing together. It's a life-size working replica of the $2.6 million Bugatti. Much like its counterpart, the Lego Chiron has some outrageous specs. It generates 5.3 horsepower. So this is actually an operating car.
Yeah, it's very impressive. I mean, Rockstar's showing us the photo. That is a.
I like it when they build stadiums out of Legos.
I kind of do too. Yeah.
So how long do you think this thing took to put together? By the way, it weighs over 3,000 pounds.
I'm going to say 20 months.
How many pieces do you think you had left over?
It took 20 people 6 months to put this together.
Wow.
Yeah, I was going one person.
Don't you think we could have better usage of those 20 people?
20 people
Yeah.
over 6 months?
Yeah.
But it's a functional vehicle, you tell me?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Now, racing would be a lot more fun in those. Like when you crash, they just go pieces everywhere.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, got to build it back together.
Yep.
I don't believe this story.
What about the Legos?
Nope, this one. This coming out of Madison Heights, Ohio.
Right.
A resident, actually, is in Metro Detroit. Totally off on
They're
it.
very close, though, to Madison Heights, Ohio.
All of a sudden, you sound like New Money up in Ocean City.
Yeah. So
outside of Detroit in Ohio.
Yeah.
Dude's eating in an Olive Garden. He has sued them for $25,000 after he claims he ate a spoonful of soup with a rat's foot in it.
You know, it's a rat's foot. That's very specific.
I agree. That's initially what I thought, but
Yeah.
he goes into a little detail. According to the lawsuit filed Friday in circuit court, Thomas Howell said he was at dinner with friends March 11th at an Olive Garden. And while he was eating a bowl of the minestrone soup, while chewing, Howell felt a sharp object stab his cheek.
Yeah,
He spit it out in the napkin. He said the object appeared to be the foot of a rat with fur and claws.
Yeesh.
I mean, it could happen.
How do you know it's not a raccoon, though?
I know. That's what I'm saying. A rat is just really specific.
Well, I mean, a raccoon's going to be a bigger foot. A smaller foot would be the rat. Right?
Now, Olive Garden in a statement said, quote, "We have no reason to believe there's any validity to this claim." At the time of the incident, Howell said the restaurant's management, quote, did not seem to take the matter seriously and even joked about it. He said, until this happened, that was my favorite restaurant.
Yeah.
Wow. Olive Garden was his favorite restaurant. Huh?
I'm not a big fan of minestrone soup anyway, but when you
put a rat's foot in it,
put a rat's foot in it,
kick it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's flavor.
Crazy. We think rabbit's feet are good luck, and I guess rat's feet's not good luck.
No, nothing with a rat is.
Well, I tell you what, I used to eat the heck out of the tour of Italy, though, at Olive Garden.
Yeah, I think they try to fill you up on the breadsticks.
I agree. See, I know they're scam, though.
I don't like their
Yeah.
breadsticks.
I like that salad, though.
Me too.
That salad's good.
Anyway, the dude said he had several days of nausea, vomiting, anxiety,
I would imagine.
followed by depression, paranoia,
Yeah.
according to the complaint. So he's looking for $25K.
That's it?
That's a little low. I thought we were going to go higher than that.
I'll tell you, it's more believable to me if it's only 25,000.
Yeah.
Like if it was 2.5 million, I'm like, this is a scam. But
That's
if he's
right.
only asking for 25,000 now, I believe it.
Let me ask you this: would you eat a rat's foot for $25,000?
I don't think I would. No.
I think I would.
25K?
I mean, I'd have to fry it or something.
Yeah, can I get it blackened?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's got to be kind of small, right?
Can I get it cooked at the yacht club by those people?
Yeah.
They make everything taste great.
I would say you just swallow it, but if you choked out on a rat foot,
Oh, yeah.
that'd
It
be
seems like a scratch going down.
That is your answer to everything.
bad. Football season just around the corner, and Pug Winkler.
Pug?
Never
Yeah.
heard of him.
He is looking for a buyer for his Las Vegas property he calls home for the last 23 years to the tune of $1.1 million.
Okay.
And with this comes, he's got a bunch of helmets. He said, quote, I got into collecting them by accident. Winkler's a 77-year-old Brooklyn native. He told the Post of his impressive array of helmets, which can be seen on display in a number of the listings marketing images 50 years and nearly 2,000 collegiate football helmets later.
Wow.
I mean, how do you have 2,000?
I don't know. There are 60,
Holy crap.
69 Power 5 teams now.
Well, if you go to the Mercedes-Benz Dome, they've got every high school helmet in the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not even close to this.
But Rockstar's showing us the photo. Look at that room. That is crazy, man.
His priceless collection has outgrown his 6,000 square foot home.
Oh, it's in his house?
Yeah, the home doesn't have to come with all the helmets, 600 which were worn in games. Winkler is having a hard time imagining a buyer who can take on this collection.
That's actually a pretty cool.
Which isn't included in the asking price.
That's a cool look.
You know, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Would he sell us just 16?
The SEC ones?
The SEC ones?
Probably.
Because if he would sell them, if he'd break up the set, we need 16 of them.
Yeah.
That is a pretty cool
I
setup.
mean, it's actually a cool setup.
That'd be a cool, locally owned sports bar.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And now it's his sports room. I'm going to need bigger TV situation there. But
I can't even see any of the TV.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That couch seems a long way from that TV.
Yeah.
So, I mean, better TV setup with all those helmets. I kind of like the room.
Are they real helmets?
I think so. They appear to be.
He doesn't have them in any particular order.
Steven in the Vulcan Tire and Automotive chat room says that looks like a busy room. I mean, it is a busy room. I
Never
would
have to
agree.
repaint it.
No, you don't.
Yep. That's Trash Today, brought to you by Mortgage Right.
Yes, our friends at Mortgage Right. Are you a veteran looking for a VA loan? Mortgage Right has been advocating for veterans since their company began. Visit their locations, Highway 280 in Birmingham, Parkway Drive in Leeds. You can apply. MortgageRight.com/TNR. Call 205-815-9200. NMLS 2239. Equal housing lender.
We talked to Alabama head coach Nick Saban coming up in the next segment about the upcoming season and maybe some other things in life. We were debating whether to ask him football questions or not. See how we play that next, right here from the Floribama on TNR.
Follow the Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
You have all heard of Red Wing Shoes, but what is Red Wing Shoes? It's the place where men buy boots, plain and simple. Who are Red Wing's customers? They are construction workers, warehouse employees, college students, the guy that fixes your AC, the guy at the end of the bar, the IT guy. Red Wing is a father, Red Wing is a son, Red Wing is a cult following shared by all men. A classic, comfortable pair of cool boots with a story to tell. What's your Red Wing story? Red Wing Shoe Stores, located in Pelham and Trussville.
IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. It's our friends at Hydra Live. Mention Next Round at checkout. Save 20% off any service. Hydra Live's got 3 locations, Homewood, Tuscaloosa, and coming soon to Greystone. You've heard us rave about our friends at Legacy. Now I want to tell you about their everyday checking. How about this? No monthly fees, no minimum balance. One of the great perks, get paid 2 days early with direct deposit, instant issue debit cards, and there are some additional perks on top of that with the digital banking app. Absolutely love checking that. The official credit union of UAB, our friends at Legacy, dedicated service to education and healthcare industries for more than 60 years. Hey, if you're looking for Birmingham's best pizza, you need to stop in and see our friends at Slice Pizza and Brew. It's as local as you can get, from the ingredients that go into every pizza to the beer on tap. For a great lunch or dinner, go see our friends today, Vestavia or Lakeview at Slice. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com. For 50 years, our friends at Wayne's have been doing things around your house that you don't have time to do. Warm weather is coming. You want that lawn looking great. You want mosquitoes not around. Our friends at Wayne's, they can help you out. Right now, they will do $50 off for each of those services to continue to celebrate their 50th anniversary. Again, our friends at Wayne's, they take care of all of us here on the Next Round. You don't want those mosquitoes. You want the lawn looking great. Call them today, 866-WAYNES1 or call Waynes.com.
Hey, Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. Do you want to help pay for my kids' college and look great while you're doing it? You need to go to The Next Round store. Everything from hats to short sleeve and long sleeve t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, zip-up hoodies, and much more. And we're adding new things all the time. Why would you not want to see my kids get a great college education and look great out in the public while you're doing it? Get the gear we wear all the time on the show, and there's only one place to get it. Nextround.store. That's nextround.store.
Back with you on the next round from the floor of Bama. We'll get ready to talk to Alabama head coach Nick Saban here in just a second. Week 0 starts on Saturday, 1 week from tonight. We even get some more SEC action. Florida on the road at Utah, Nebraska and Minnesota, that game, UAB opening up. And then the first full Saturday of college football a week from this Saturday. Should be a lot of fun. I'm ready for football season.
I am too. My family's coming down, so I'm not sure how much of week 0 I'll get to watch. Going to try to catch some Navy Notre Dame and the Jack State game as well. Gamecocks at mybookie.ag holding as a 1-point dog in a game y'all got a stake bet on.
Yeah, I think I gave LT 3.5 in that game.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
do you have
you
it
got it
written
written
down
down somewhere?
I don't have it. I don't think I have it with
Notre
me.
Dame holding as a 20.5-point favorite. Lance, you think that'll be a whipping right there, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to officially give anything out because
Okay.
it's kind of a limited card.
Lance'sLock.com for all the official picks.
I feel really good about 3 games on Saturday.
All these plays are coming from mybookie.ag. Vandy, a 17.5-point favorite at home over Hawaii, a game they won going away last year. Do you guys remember that game, Hawaii? I think,
Oh, yeah, up 14-0.
Up 14-0. Vandy just pistol whipped them the rest of the way.
I've got Jack State giving 3.5 versus Utah.
Giving 3.5?
Yeah.
And Lance is, the official line is them catching 1.
They're getting 1, so LT's getting maximum value there.
Boy, is he.
Oh.
I
don't like that at all.
I'd love to see a Jack State 3-point win. I do like Jack State in that game.
All right. I like hearing that, Lance.
Hey, and I want to bring this up. Lance'sLock.com. Somebody asked me, they reached out and they said, we want your service this year, but I want to know what you did last year.
What did you do last year?
Calling me out.
Is this only in football season?
Yeah. So
Okay.
in college football, my record was 121-92.
121-92.
Just for the record, that is 29 games over, 500, 57%. And in the NFL, 58%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. Alabama coach Nick Saban with us now, the head coach of the Crimson Tide, getting ready for week 1 in just over a week against Middle Tennessee. As we continue here at the Floribama, he's on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Coach, welcome in today. Hope you're doing well back in Tuscaloosa. Oh, sorry, Rockstar. That was God, what a great Rockstar. Were you rolling on the intro there? Because I thought that was some of my best work.
Just hit a replay there.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
What do you think Coach Saban would have said? I'm doing great.
Oh, he's doing good. He's doing good.
Think so?
I think.
I mean, I did have a little phlegm in my throat, so I think I'll do it better the second time.
Yeah, I'm excited about this opening game and the way the schedule is set up this year, because Middle Tennessee has a great football history, and you're able to challenge your guys 1s and 2s if you get a chance to play any of the 2s and get them ready for a big showdown with Texas coming up the following week. So I'm excited the way the schedule has set up this year for this team. I think it sets up perfectly with MTSU and then the Texas game and all being at Bryant-Denny Stadium. And that stadium has changed so much over the years. Just a beautiful venue for games and everything. I just love the atmosphere there and looking forward to what Alabama fans can bring to that stadium this year for this team.
And a week from Saturday, they'll be doing it against Middle Tennessee. The head coach of the Crimson Tide is now with us, the coach Nick Saban from Tuscaloosa. We're at the Floribama, Coach, down on the coast. I hope you're doing well in Tuscaloosa today.
Doing well, but you guys are probably doing better if you're at the Floribama.
We will be on a boat later on, Coach. This is Jim, and I was wondering, last time we talked to you at the charity event, you were heading out. We knew you were heading towards Italy for your anniversary trip. But when you got over there, how was the food? I've always wondered about that because I like the way we Americanize Italian food. I've never been to Italy. When you get there, is the food like just fantastic? Is it fabulous?
No, it's great. It's fantastic. You used the right word. So, but the bad thing about it is they give you 3 courses. So you order 3 different things, and after the first course, you're not really ready for the next 2, but you want to keep tasting it, so it's not good for the waistline.
Coach, we didn't have our first bushwhacker till 9:30 this morning, and I don't know if you've ever had a bushwhacker or if you've ever been to the floor, Bama. Either or.
Haven't had either, or done either.
Wow.
Yeah. If
It's
you
an
ever get
Alabama
down this way,
institution.
yeah. A lot of former players here.
I'll tell you this, Coach, as we get ready for this season, it seems like you've had a really good time in the spring and in the fall with this team, getting them ready. This deep into your career, how much do you still enjoy the building of a team, putting a team after it's been torn down back together?
Well, I think that's always the challenge, and that's what I think you look forward to. That's what I enjoy. You got new energy, new enthusiasm, new guys playing different roles on your team, whether it's positions, leadership, whatever it might be. So, but the team sort of inspires you too. You know, when you got a team of guys that they always got a bunch of energy vampires, you know, that kind of zaps you, and you don't do. Maybe it's harder to stay positive and enthusiastic, but when you got a really good group of guys that are all trying to do what you want them to do and what they need to do to create value for themselves and their team, then it really is fun, and that's the way this team has been, you know, so far.
Alabama coach Nick Saban with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. I know you're well aware of the public's interest in who you will name as the starting quarterback. You get asked about it every time you're behind a microphone. You have famously talked about the importance of winning the locker room for the player that starts at that position. How obvious is that to you when a player has won the locker room? What does that look like to you as the head coach?
Well, I guess what it would look like is if you went and asked anybody who should be the quarterback, they'd all say the same guy. You know, you really. It's hard to read people's minds, so unless you ask them, you really don't know. But it's not something that, you know, this is not really a democracy, so you're not really trying to take a vote to figure it out. But, you know, what I've kind of told the quarterbacks is, you know, don't be looking around at me to see who's going to start at quarterback. Why don't you play so well at the position? I don't have a choice. And that's how you separate yourself, and that's how you know, your teammates develop trust in you, and so that should be your challenge, and that should be what you're focused on. And guys have been doing a pretty good job of that.
How would you describe this year's group of wide receivers?
You know, I like the group. I think last year we were a little young at that position. We lost some really good players in the, you know, few years prior to that at that position. But I think those guys have matured some, and I think that's, you know, they're all playing, you know, fairly well. And, hey, there's nobody on our team that can't do something to improve at this point in the season, or we wouldn't need to practice. But but I'm encouraged by, you know, the experience level, what they've done, how they're responding, and how they're performing.
I was watching the Belichick and Parcells documentary. It's an old one, but it was on NFL Network again the other night. And anytime that goes back to that Cleveland Browns staff, it just looked like you guys, analysts all the way to the actual staff, it just looked like you guys had so much fun. Do you remember those days like just like a blast coaching football back in those Cleveland Brown days?
Well, you know, the Cleveland Brown days were fun, but they were also hard. We worked really, really hard. Bill's a really hard worker and expects the people around him to work the same way. But it was also an opportunity where I probably learned as much, you know, in those 4 years as any other 4 years in my career, especially as an assistant. So there was more good than bad, I can say that, but it was difficult but fun.
Alabama coach Nick Saban on the show for a few more moments on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. You know, Kevin Steele was a guy that was with you at Alabama, obviously left and made some other stops, and now he's back. When a guy that you've coached with like that before, when you get back together, how quick does that chemistry reemerge of, you know exactly what he's thinking, he knows what you're thinking, and you may not even have to verbally communicate with one another. It might just be a look or a glance, and boy, you instantly know that you're on the same page?
Well, I think, it's always beneficial when you have somebody that has a background and sort of knows the system, number one. Number two, knows the expectation for not only what I think should happen, but also what players should be doing and how they should be doing it and why they should be doing it that way. And then, there's also carryover in how you implement this, when the time comes for the game. And even though things have changed a little bit, since the last time Kevin was here, it's an pretty easy transition for him to catch up on it, because a lot of it, same terminology, sort of. So it's been good.
Coach, the first time the three of us did a show, we were in Newport Beach for your first national championship, and these guys dogged me out because I brought 12 pairs of shoes for a 7-day trip. My question to you is, I always overpack, and I know you don't take a lot of 7-day trips, but do you pack for yourself, and do you take a lot of shoes?
I pack for myself, and I take as few shoes as possible. In fact,
me too. They take up so much space.
Yeah, I'll pick what I'm going to wear so I can wear the same shoes.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
That's smart.
Same way.
Yeah.
Hey, the first time I played golf with Paul registered down here, I was a 26 handicap. I've worked hard the last 3 years. I'm an 11 now. How low do I need to get my handicap to where I can ask Maxon or somebody to play in one of your tournaments and have a chance to play with you? Is 11 low enough?
11's low enough, and 11's low enough for you to be giving me strokes. So I'm happy that you've improved.
There's no way I'm giving you strokes at all.
Yeah,
no
coach
way.
is going to get strokes from him.
No, because you
two aside.
He would mentally melt me. You'd melt me on the golf course. You seem like a I'll say this nicely. You seem like a crap talker. Like you would get in my head on the golf course.
Yeah, well, there's no question about that. But I have some.
Hey, Coach, I know there's no off season now in today's college football, but I know you and your wife love to watch good TV. Did you have any opportunity this summer to binge any TV shows?
Yeah, we watch, Netflix or, one of those series most of the time. She'll find something that she wants to watch, and you say binge, I don't have time to binge watch it, but I can watch like maybe one episode a night or something before I go to bed. So that's not really binge watching, but I like it that way because, you can pick it up the next day, watch the next show, and kind of carries over for a while.
Have you watched the Johnny Manziel documentary or the Florida Gators documentary?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't watched either one.
You're in both.
You missed the critical
Don't waste
point.
your time. They changed history in both of them, Coach. Don't waste your time.
Well, you miss a critical point. I said Miss Terry picks it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, she's picking fashion shows and stuff like that.
Our final question for Coach Saban always comes from Rockstar. Rockstar, you go.
Coach, it's your boy Rockstar. I have a 16-month-old baby child, a little boy, and
well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you for that. It was hard work for me. What I want to know is, kids go through phases, and he's only 100 miles an hour, or he's asleep. And one of the things is to calm him down is to watch Pixar's Cars. We have to watch it probably fully 1 to 2 times a day. That's the only thing that calms him down. With your grandkids, have they ever gone through phases like that with a specific show or a toy or a movie that you can remember that was like, we have to do this to calm him down just to keep his focus?
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I mean, James is 3, and, he's into Star Wars right now. So if you put Star Wars on, he's going to sit and stare at the TV and calm down and be happy and all that. So I think that's really pretty common for kids. I remember when Kristen was, 2 or 3, she watched Wizard of Oz 100 times. So I think it's pretty common.
Long movie.
Is that what Miss Terry does with you with game tape? Says, Nick, it's time to watch game tape?
No, I usually watching game tape, and she's usually saying, when are you going to put that away?
Coach, as always, we greatly appreciate the time. Best of luck this season. Look forward to catching up again soon.
All right, guys. Have a good time. See you later. Thanks.
You too. Thank you, Coach. Take care. That is Alabama coach Nick Saban. with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline.
Did you notice that? Have a good time?
That's right. He told us to have a good. I mean, we're at the Floribama. That's a given, right?
He knows about the Floribama.
Big
announcements.
Yeah, as we wrap up with Coach, let's announce our NIL deals for this football season. Since we just talked with Alabama coach Nick Saban, we'll tell you who our Alabama player is this year. Offensive lineman Tyler Booker was on the show with us last week. We enjoyed our time with Tyler. He apparently enjoyed his time with us. So he is going to be with us every Monday at 9:25 Central Time. So we'll do him pretty quick after Alabama games on Saturday. Tyler with us at 9:25 on Sunday.
Oh, wow. So
Monday.
9:25 on Monday, live Central Time. We'll get Alabama offensive lineman Tyler Booker, a big part of that offensive line.
Yep.
To break down what Alabama did for the week and coming forward. I love that. That's one of NIL deals. That means we've worked out a deal with them to financially put money in their pocket. I like that.
That's right. They'll get to eat, thankfully.
Yeah, yes.
Also, the Auburn Tigers, Elijah McAllister was with us on the show last week. We really enjoyed Elijah's time. Excellent interview. You guys reacted very, very well to that interview. So we cut a deal with Elijah. Auburn linebacker Elijah McAllister is going to be with us. Elijah will be with us every single Wednesday at 10:45 for him, the Auburn linebacker, every single Wednesday at 10:45. The Vanderbilt transfer. He was an interesting guy.
Hey, both those guys,
Yeah.
fascinating interviews. And, I don't know Elijah. I don't know what his future holds. I can guarantee you, if Booker stays healthy, that guy's going to be a first-round pick.
Yeah, I think Elijah, whether he's in the NFL or not, is going to be a successful guy. He's trying to get his PhD.
So we got a lineman. We've got a linebacker. We need a quarterback quickly, Brownie.
We got one every single week on demand, wherever you get our videos and our YouTube channel, our Disrupt the Media YouTube channel. UAB quarterback Jacob Zeno is going to be with us, courtesy of our friends at Legacy Community Federal Credit Union. Jacob Zeno, the UAB quarterback, will be the starter for the Blazers this year, and he is on demand weekly, every single week. So we're excited about that. Tyler Booker, Elijah McAllister, and Jacob Zeno.
And when we started this and had an opportunity to give back to the players, we wanted to do that. So 3 more NIL deals this year with athletes at Alabama, Auburn, and UAB, as we love that relationship. We love our relationship with the Floribama. We're going to be partying with them the rest of the night, and we'll drag ourselves back in.
We're getting on a boat.
We're getting on a boat. I'm the captain now.
Out to sea.
When we come back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time, see if we're upright and looking straight into the camera. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.